Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Magic with Zuby. My name is Zuby, and if you're brand new to this show, the show's all about a little well-known card game called Magic the Gathering. So on today's episode, we brought on none other than Foodtime, aka Foodtime Gaming, aka Foodtime Karen, aka Foodtime of Rather Be Draftin podcast, who also does a Magic the Gathering podcast along with his buddies MP Numbers and Des Mags. So we brought him on the show. We talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about the whole Secret Lair debacle, about the Walking Dead, and then we talked a lot of World of Warcraft, and we talked some politics and life and everything else. So, but before we get into that, let's get some announcements out of the way. If you're actually watching the video, you probably noticed that way. The logo is different. Thanks to Efren of cardsphere.com, he made me a new logo, and I'm going to be slowly working on updating all the social media, the podcast stuff to get the new logo reflected. But I just want to mention that, so anybody who's listening, still seeing the old logo on the podcast app, it's going to be slowly updated within the next couple weeks, because I got to figure out how the heck I'm going to do it on all the podcast apps that I'm a part of. That'll be fun. Very fun. Not really. So anyways, the other thing, some other announcements. If you want to help support the show, you can help support the show's Patreon at patreon.com/magicwithzuby. You can reach out to me on Twitter at magicwithzuby, on Instagram at magic_with_Zuby, and you can email me with any questions you may have at mtgzuby@gmail.com. And there are two quick little ads we got to get out, and then we will be in the interview with Foodtime.
Well, hey there, Zoe. Why the long face there, chum?
I just want to order some magic cards, but the shipping was too expensive.
Too expensive? Well, did you know if you go to legitmtg.com, you can order any magic cards, and anything over $2 or more has free shipping?
Wow, free shipping's at legitmtg.com. That's amazing.
You heard that right, Zoe. Free shipping at legitmtg.com with any order over $2 or more. Be sure to visit today and get the best deal on Magic singles and Magic sealed product available.
Wow, that's amazing.
And that is how you beat the latest standard meta with Abzan.
Ugh, it feels like there's no Magic content out there for someone like me. Someone who doesn't want to be competitive. Someone who is...
A normie?
Yeah, exactly! A normie!
Well, have I got the show for you, the all-new Magic for Normies show.
Hi, I'm Pixie.
And I'm Zuby.
Together, we host the all-new
Magic for Normies.
It is the Magic the Gathering show for all your normie needs. We don't care what deck got into the top 8 or what deck is winning. We care about having fun playing Magic.
That's right, Pixie. You can watch us on Pixie's Twitch channel at twitch.tv/PixieKittenPlays and catch the VOD on our YouTube channel, Pixie Kitten Plays. If audio is your thing, you can find episodes on the Magic with Zuby RSS feed.
Magic for Normies.
Hey everybody, Zuby here, and I've got with me Pizza Man, aka Foodtime, from the Rather Be Draftin podcast, and also you have appeared on my streams a bunch of times now. I don't know how many times, but a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like I can't remember exactly when we connected, but I'm pretty sure it was during the pandemic, like the beginning of it.
Yeah, I
and
think so.
We just started playing a lot of EDH, and I got to say, you've been one of my favorite players to play with, because I feel like you and I have sort of the same attitude with EDH. Like, you know, we can build the super powerful decks and all that shit, and yeah, everyone can do that. But you and I feel like you love building the meme decks or like jank decks too, and just having fun with it, because that's the most important part with it.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I play with a lot of different people, so I have decks that are all over the place. Like, I've got a really bad pirate deck from people like show with the precon, or just like the pile of cards that they have from, like, you know, the boost boosters they bought over like a year. And so like some pretty tuned decks, like my Carador deck's pretty friggin' tuned. It's probably on like not CDH level, but like 8-9, you know, in that era. So I've got the whole spectrum.
Now, and you have how many EDH decks?
a lot, like 60 probably.
Oh God.
You count mine and my girlfriend's together, because like I've basically built all of hers, because she's not as into Magic as I am. She likes playing it, but like, yeah. So I built a lot of decks. It's fun.
That's awesome. So you also started a podcast this year with MP Numbers and Dez, or does he go by a different name, or is it just Dez?
It's just Dez.
Okay.
Dez Mag Twitter, yeah.
So what's that podcast all about?
Well, it's called Rather Be Draftin, but we mostly just talk about, the weekly Magic news, whatever's going on. Mostly it's been bans, because there's been so many of them since we started the podcast. The Secret Lair drops, we talk about those, just like the general Magic news, and then maybe we do try to talk about drafting whenever we can. Numbers is like the big drafter. I'm the big EDH guy, as is the resident newbie. He's like pretty new to Magic. He doesn't play a lot, so he mostly learns a lot through us, so it's a pretty fun time.
That's awesome. So how long have you been playing it, actually?
For as long as I can read, and I'm 29, so pretty much forever, yeah.
Damn, what was your first set?
I don't know. Like, I had just a collection of cards that a friend gave me that slowly became like this sick, 200 card pile deck. And then as we slowly learned the actual rules, it got smaller, and I kind of became the blue player because nobody else wanted to play the blue cards. So my buddy at one point sold me his entire collection of blue cards in a shoebox for $20. And that's kind of where it started. So I definitely started pre 7th edition. Like, I remember the card frame change and everything.
Oh, yeah. I started in Urz's, and I stopped. My first time I stopped was around Nemesis, so I missed that whole card frame change. And, well, I mean, I do remember it looking different when I got back in with Kamigawa and Ravnica and all that.
I mean, my first card was like a Hurlon Minotaur, like the red, 3 mana or 4 mana, 3/4 or whatever. You know the card, like the iconic, the white Minotaur art. Yeah, that was like my first Magic card.
I don't even remember my first Magic card, to be honest. I just know my first booster pack was Urza Saga. That's all I can remember. It was from a little card shop it was a sports card shop, and they had a little booster display of Magic cards, and I think I begged my mom to buy one for me, and that's pretty much how it started.
I think the first booster I ever actually bought with allowance money was, I want to say it was Time Spiral. But before that, we would just my friend's dad, my best friend in the whole world, who I still play Magic with all the time. You've met him, Daniel. His dad would bring home from garage sales just boxes of cards, and we just
that was Sparky, right?
No, that's Beef Hammer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which one was Daniel? The one that you said I met?
He played the mono red decks. We played on stream one time.
That's right. Was that when we did 3 mono red decks and?
Yeah, it was a good game.
And I can't remember, was it Baltan or something was with us, or Delta? Something like that. I can't remember.
We played a lot of Magic.
I know.
We played a lot of Pandemic Magic together.
Yeah. No, but so he would buy boxes and boxes of stuff for you guys?
Yeah. Dude, I remember one time he came with these long boxes, literally just full of Snowlands. Of each color.
Shit.
Yeah, just I don't know, they must have come from an LGS or an event or something, because they were just full boxes of Snowlands.
Holy crap.
You come with just cardboard boxes of people's collections that were selling at garage sales, and we just dig through them and build decks. It was a good time.
God, you can't do that nowadays. That's what I miss, because before, I never really did that with Magic cards, but I used to do that with video games. Before video game collecting got to be really big, especially the older NES, Super NES games. Dude, some of my best finds were at garage sales for my best find at a garage sale was a Sega Genesis system for $10 that came with 5 or 6 games. It was Sonic 1 and 2, Vector Man, NBA Jam. I've got them somewhere. It was something else. I can't remember. Oh, the Incredible Hulk.
That's super sick. That's great. That for $10, that's a good fucking deal.
Yeah. The only thing it didn't come with was the power adapter, and I'm all okay.
Yeah.
Oh no. But yeah, you can't find shit like that, and I've heard stories like that with Magic cards. Dude, it used to be. You can't do that nowadays, at all.
No,
it's sad.
No, I've looked. No one's selling just random boxes of old collections. Maybe on eBay you find something if you're lucky, but that's about it.
Yeah, the only time I've gotten lucky with a collection was I bought this collection off someone. This was a couple years ago. I think it was before I started the podcast. He literally sold me a how was it, like a duffel bag of Magic cards for like $50 or something like that. And he had, I mean, the majority of it was trash, but he had like 2 Snapcaster mages in there. And like a Stony Silence and all that. Back when Stony Silence was a little bit more expensive before it got reprinted a bunch. So freaking great. That was probably my best collection I ever bought.
That camera kind of wigging out for you too?
Yeah, it is kind of wigging out.
All right, give me a second. I can swap cameras.
Sure.
Sorry.
We're having just a little bit technical difficulties. Oh, that's all right. Shit happens.
Nope, wrong thing. Okay.
Oh no! I switched sides.
I gotta swap cameras. Give me a second.
No, it's all right. It's all right. We're still keeping it live here. This is just how we do things at Magic with Zuby. There's not much editing involved, except to make the audio sound better, or at least I try to. It's besides that, the only time I really edit too much is like when people lose audio or something like that, or
oh, it's just video, and all they're looking at is my my silly mask, so
yeah,
not too big of a deal.
Man. No, but we'll get it figured out. All right, looks like it's coming back. All right, there it goes. Yeah, your camera was wigging out like as if it was like an old VCR camcorder or something like that.
Yeah, you were talking about Sega Genesis, so it was just like, oh, let's stick with the theme. Let's look old.
Yeah, right. So, we need to get into the whole friggin' Magic news of this week. This whole freaking my God, it really is something new with Magic every fucking week. Something crazy happens. And of course, what we're talking about is the standard ban of Euro. Oh my gosh, no.
Right? Oh my God, about time.
No, I don't even care about standard. I mean, that could be a whole, I just recently did a podcast talking about how standard is a shit show. But so the whole Walking Dead Secret Lair, I do want to preface before we dive into this, I don't like it. I don't like the fact that, and I'm also really tired of hearing the word or the phrase mechanically unique, because my fucking God, everybody's saying that. I don't like it. I don't like how it's only really available to North America and all that stuff.
Yeah. I think it's like 60 countries, something like that.
Yeah. Like South America's excluded from it. I think like parts of Africa are excluded and all that. But what I feel, so I got that out of the way. But people's reactions to this shit needs to stop. Like, it's holy crap. So I when that whole thing first got announced, I jumped into the Commander RC Discord, the Rules Committee Discord.
I'm sorry.
I was just I wanted to do some salt mining.
Right.
And holy crap, people's reactions were like, literally the world is falling and WotC's an evil company.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of Magic. It's not that big of a deal. It's like 5 cards. They probably, with the backlash, won't do this again. So, like, chill out, everybody. Well, unless they sell really well, then they'll do it again. But
I mean, it's already kind of set the precedence that they'll do this again. And I watched a lot of people's reaction videos to this. Notably, I'm gonna drop names here. Just Commander Quarters, which I feel like his videos were, I'm just gonna say it, trash. His videos were trash. The reaction he had to him were just trash. I watched the Professor's video, fucking trash. And then what was it? I watched EDH Retcast video, which felt more a little bit balanced and more thoughtful. Like they actually put some thought behind this instead of just being reactionary. And then right before we got on this interview, DJ Jumbo Commander released a video too, and I watched his video, and it felt thoughtful and actually, balanced as well, and just not all this, oh my gosh, WotC's evil, this sets such a horrible precedence and all that. Like the whole world is falling down. Like, I get it. I get where people are coming from. But seriously, the fact that people are now calling for the rules committee to ban the cards before they're even released, that's how you get EDH taken away from the community.
Yep. 100%. I couldn't agree more. I think that's ridiculous. I don't think it's the rules committee's job to like police WotC, right? That's not their job. Their job is to make sure the format isn't completely broken by things like Prophet of Kufrex, right? Like that's an issue card, or Leovold, who prevents people from playing the game. These don't prevent anyone from playing the game. And honestly, at the end of the day, you can just proxy these cards. It's not that big of a deal, especially if you're in a country where you can't get them. Like if you really want to play them, just proxy it. It's real easy.
You're right. Proxy them. That's. I have no issue with that. There's a lot of Commander players that wouldn't have an issue with that, just the way that these are available. I mean, how many times have you and I played with people who've proxied really expensive cards because they only have one copy of it and they want it in other decks, but they're like, all right, well, I don't feel like, switching this out every single time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Like, I don't do that. If I only have one copy of the card, it only goes in one of my 60 decks. But that's
exactly.
That's just me, because I've got so many cards, right? Like, I'm just going to put them all in decks at some point. But I understand why people would do that, because, like, oh, this is my one fetch land, and I don't want to put it in 10 different decks. I don't want to buy 10 fetch lands, because they're overpriced. They're not worth $60 just for a commander, to be honest with you. Like, in Modern, maybe sure, but, like, don't spend $60 on a fetch land for your EDH deck. Just don't do it. I could build 3 EDH decks for that price.
And the thing that really gets me is, like, people in the Discord were talking about, well, what if these become must-have cards? What if these become EDH staples? Well, I started really thinking, well, what really defines a staple? A staple is going to be whatever's really kind of local to your meta or the group of people you play with, right? Like, especially, I have never played as much Commander as I have since the pandemic started with you all. And I can say we don't really have a meta per se, if that makes sense. Like, we just sort of build random shit. And, but we have different power levels and all that stuff. But I mean, there's never been a point in time where I felt that I had to build decks to counter your decks. And I know that's not everybody's experience, right? That's what we have is not the same as what everybody else is going to experience. But if you feel that these become sort of EDH staples or must-haves, proxying is fine. And maybe just, I don't know, they aren't needed. They aren't needed cards. Yeah. They don't prevent you from playing.
Yeah, all of Magic the Gathering is pay to play, right? And I've seen the argument, like, they're not accessible, so they should be banned. But, like, so is every card that's on the reserve list. That is, like, your Gaia's Cradle, that card's way more expensive than these will ever be as a full set, even on the secondary market. There's no way these will go for more than a Gaia's Cradle as a full set. No way. It's just not going to happen.
No, 100%. And that you bring up a good point there. So my buddy, who I can't remember if you played EDH with him, he does come into chat sometimes, the Unseen. He's a brand new player. Well, I wouldn't say brand new. He's probably almost like 2-year-old player now. But, he has, like, you compare his collection to ours, it's nothing. And and this is a thing that a lot of new players come across, is the accessibility of certain cards, because he wanted to do that Sanguine Bond life combo. Sanguine Bond and what's the other card?
I know the card you're talking about. I can't remember off the top of my head.
It's the 2 enchantments that do that whole life thing. Pretty much what Veto can do. So he wanted to do that combo in his Sir Conrad deck, but I think one of the enchantments was like $20, $30, $40 or something like that. And
Exquisite Blood, it's like $50, $60 now. Jeez,
holy shit!
Yeah.
So that's a good example, right? $60 for a single card, when back when that card first came out, how much was, like, $5, $10 maybe? Not even
something like that. So, it was original Innistrad block, so it's competing for price against things like Cavern of Souls and original Liliana of the Veil and Snap. So it wasn't worth that much, because there's these cards that were, like, so much higher in price.
Yeah.
So people snapped them up when they were cheap, and now they haven't reprinted it, so that card's not accessible to most players. Totally agree.
Yeah, and I can name a whole bunch of cards that suddenly shot up in price, and it makes me and it's a weird thing as a Magic player because you want your cards to be worth something, right? Because there's always that possibility of, hey, I can sell my play set of Gaia's Cradles and put a down payment on a car, something like that, right?
Right. Yeah.
But I also want to be able to have these cards at an accessible price too. At the same time, it's this balance that a lot of Magic players fight with. So it's frustrating to see that, like, one of the arguments I see is accessibility, but when you look at the majority of EDH staples that a lot of Toon decks play, they're not accessible.
No.
Like
Rhystic Study.
Rhystic Study is
not accessible for most players.
Nope. Sensei's Divining Top has shot up in price.
Yeah.
That card,
a single copy in a single deck. Right?
Yeah, that card used to be sub like $10. I remember, like $10-15, and then people started playing it, shot way up in price. It's probably what, $30-40 now or something like that.
Something like that. I know the one reprinting dropped a little bit, but not enough. Not enough to make it accessible.
So I feel like the accessibility argument is kind of not there because there's already so many other cards that are not accessible for a lot of players.
Yeah.
And oh God, dude, it's I mean, here I'm gonna pull up some quotes I saw in the Discord, and I sort of want to discuss some of these. So one person said, I didn't write down names or anything because I don't remember. Says, been playing since revised, nowhere near the same game anymore, just a money grab, that's it.
The whole game's a money grab. The whole game is buying booster packs hoping you get the expensive card. The game is gambling. As much as they want to say it's not because you're getting game pieces, the game, fundamentally, when you buy a booster pack, what you're doing is gambling that you're going to get something that you want or something that's valuable. 100%.
Well, yeah, wasn't that sort of the whole purpose of why they did booster packs? Like, I thought I've read somewhere that Richard Garfield wanted the play experience to be, you and I both open booster packs, we both build different kind of decks, and that's why Ante was made, so we could try to win each other's cards. That, you may have opened a Black Lotus at the time, but I may have gotten some Moxes that you wanted, but I really want that Black Lotus, so we could trade. Right? This is before the advent of singles and the internet and all that. So you're right. It's always been a gamble. 100%. So to say that this is just a money grab, well, no shit. Of course it is.
It's so weird that, like, oh no, they're selling single individual cards. WotC's selling us individual cards. Well, good. Then that means I don't have to gamble on a booster pack to get the cards I want. I think that's fine. I don't think that's the end of the world. It would be cool if they also sent these to stores, like local game stores, as also like, hey, you guys can sell this for whatever markup you want to help them, like they did, I think, with the what was it, the April Fool's Secret Lair. They sent that to stores. They should do that with these as well. I think that would probably alleviate at least some of the hate, but probably not. People are just mad.
And it's like I said, it feels just so overblown, and some of the reaction videos I watched today, like, talk about Mitch from Commander Quarters, WotC's dead to me, or Wizards is dead to me, and the Commander RC needs to ban these cards. I'm like, you're literally like gatekeeping. Yes, that's a good way to put it. And getting an entity like the RC to basically yell at them enough to where they have to feel they need to do something. You're just reacting to the mob mentality at that point. If they do ban this, that sets not only a bad precedence, because then the RC is prone to mob mentality of people just yelling at them because they don't like certain cards, and it also sets a precedence of WotC, some higher up at WotC or Hasbro can just be like, well, fuck them, we're gonna take the format. And for people who say, oh no, that can't happen, it could, because Hasbro could definitely send they could probably send some lawyers for some shit for something, Yeah.
Well, I think they coined the Commander term when they first made the Commander deck. So they just be like, this is Commander, and what they have is EDH. And if you want to play Commander, you have to follow our rules. If you want to play EDH, you follow their rules. Like, they could totally split the format. It would split players. It would be really bad for the game if they did that. So, like, don't do that. But yeah, it's super gatekeepery. Like, I have a buddy who he doesn't play a lot of Magic. He's come over. He's borrowed some of my decks to play. Like, he understands how to play. He gets it. He's played some Magic, but he doesn't have a Commander deck. I showed him the Negan card, which is his favorite character in The Walking Dead. I've never seen the show. I know he's kind of like a bad person or whatever, But he's like, dude, I'm so excited. I want to build this deck. This is going to be so awesome. I'm finally going to build a commander deck. I'm gonna purchase the Secret Lair. And then if he got the card and it was banned, like, what's he supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
And I know the argument of make it silver bordered, but some places are just like, no silver bordered cards, no silver bordered commanders. We won't let you do that.
Yeah.
They could have done easily the Godzilla thing where they just put literally just some random card name that doesn't exist, like they did with the original Buy a Box Godzilla promo, which originally had a card that card doesn't actually exist. It's only Godzilla. But people aren't upset about that. The only way to get that card was to buy a box. In 2 years, when Ikori is not seeing print anymore, the only way to have gotten that card is to buy a box promo or buy it on the secondary market. It's almost exactly the same.
Yeah.
Right?
You're right. I think the argument with that would be, though, is that was more accessible, where there was probably more printings of that, and it wasn't just excluded to such a smaller time period.
Yeah.
But
I mean, 10 days to buy the set is not the worst, right?
Yeah.
There's plenty of other games, plenty of other companies that release like a limited time like tennis shoe or whatever, right? And people don't go up in arms about that. They released 100 of those, or like 300 of those Jace shoes, right? That was it. Like, exclusivity isn't necessarily a bad thing, I don't think. Plus, the Secret Lairs, they print to order, so however many get ordered, they're going to make that many. So there could potentially be more of these cards than there are the Godzilla cards. We don't know that for sure yet.
Yeah.
Right? There's 10 whole days for people to buy out, because there's a limit on how many Secret Lairs you're allowed to buy at a single time. But people are going to get all their friends, all their family members to also buy as many as they can so they can resell them later. So these might actually flood the market depending on how well they sell.
No,
you can't know.
Yeah, I guess we won't know, and I don't know. I feel like it's okay to not like this product. It's okay
100%.
to not like what precedent this sends, but to try to get an entity like the RC to do your personal bidding and say like you must do something, you must ban these, sends a very dangerous message. And it sends and the fact that there's so many people cheering for this too, like from that Commander Quarters video, that it makes me shake my head in disgust. Like that's not what you should be doing with your platform. You should not be rallying people with this mob mentality to possibly, like I said, if they ban the cards, Waxy could just be like, fuck you guys. All right. It's our shit now.
Yeah, you're hurting our bottom line. You can't do that to us, right?
Yeah.
Like, I remember when Companions came out, there were a bunch of people saying they should ban all the Companions, they should ban this mechanic, there should be no Companions in Commander, it's a 101st card, I don't like this. But they didn't bow to that mob mentality, so I'm hoping they don't bow to this one, even though it's much louder and much stronger, but like, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Like, I agree that this is a bad precedent and they shouldn't be doing this. I totally agree with that 100%. But I just don't think the cards should be banned. I don't think that's a good move. Also, like, Hasbro technically actually, I think, owns the rights to the Walking Dead TV show now. They bought this company, that Entertainment One, that owned the rights to the TV show distribution back at the end of 2019. So, like, this is a Hasbro product in the same way that, like, the My Little Pony and the Transformer cards
and the Nerf
guns, D&D set are all part of Hasbro. These are now part of Hasbro, so we should expect to see more of these. So, like, yeah.
I mean, shit. They just announced that they are making a Power Rangers and GI Joe D&D supplements today.
That's awesome.
And you know what I saw from the reaction of the D&D community? Exactly your reaction. That's awesome.
Dude, my old boss at my old job, he was super big D&D nerd, right? And he brought in to work one day the like conversion set for Rick and Morty. That was cool. That was super rad. Like, it can just also be converted to this thing that is totally not like a fantasy setting. It's a sci-fi setting. Yeah, but it works, and that's really cool.
And you know what? I don't like Rick and Morty, and I didn't have to buy the product, and it does not affect my enjoyment of D&D. Just like these Walking Dead cards should not and do not affect your enjoyment of EDH or any other format.
Yeah, agreed.
We've seen a lot of crossover stuff lately, especially in D&D. D&D's seen crossover from Magic. The Rick and Morty thing. They just had a Stranger Things that they did. I think it was about... Where is my Stranger Things? Oh, there it is. Okay. Like a year or two ago. And there was a campaign, like, it was more geared towards kids, like teenagers and all that. It's like, shit, if I was a teenager, I would play the hell out of that campaign. Super simple campaign, but like really fun, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's once again, what gets me irritated is when you see Magic Twitter, Magic YouTube, you know, Magic Facebook, I guess Magic social media sphere, people really forget that that's not representative of what the majority of the Magic community actually is.
Yeah. Of all of the people in my local playgroup, I'm the only one that talks about Magic on Twitter or anywhere else. Like, I'm the only one.
Yeah, me too.
My friends don't. They just don't care. They just play the game with me when they come over and they hang out and have a few beers or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's their extent of doing it. And, like, most of them are pretty excited about these cards. They're like, oh, shit, I'm going to buy the Secret Lair. That's really cool. Like, I'm not going to tell them not to. Like, it's their money. They can do whatever the hell they want with it.
The fact that I have seen some people, like, say that if you buy these Secret Lairs, you're a traitor, you know, or you're a WotC apologist. I'm just like, that is the kind of attitude that I'm just like, all right, you need to calm down. Like, if you really tie your worth to this game that deeply and you get offended that people are buying these Secret Lairs, you need some help. You need to step back and like reevaluate the priorities of your life at that point.
Yeah, I think some people are just too emotionally tied to like a card game. It's a game. It's there for entertainment. Also, like this, WotC is beholden to their shareholders before the players. Their only thing that they really, at the end of the day, care about is making their shareholders happy because they give them money, right? We give them money too, but we don't give them the kind of money their shareholders just like dump on them to produce new things.
Oh yeah. We don't give the top brass their executive bonuses and all that.
Yeah.
So and you know that sort of brings up another subject I want to talk about, because I saw some people say, you know, like, oh, you know, the WotC as we know it is dead. You know, and people were talking about like, oh, you know, when WotC before Hasbro, WotC was way more in tune with the players and all that stuff. And it's sort of a shift that we see in a lot of corporate cultures, I think, as time has gone on. I mean, you and I are both Blizzard fanboys, and
Big time.
We've seen the same exact thing happen with Blizzard, like the evolution of Blizzard when they got bought out by Activision. Look at the changes we saw happen, which is World of Warcraft, right?
Yeah.
It can be a little disheartening because, you know, you like to think of WotC or Blizzard as like your friend, right? But a lot of people have to realize they're not your friend. They're not. There could be some really awesome people that work there that you could consider friends, but the entity is not your friend.
Yeah, it's a money-making machine, and that's, at the end of the day, their only goal. And if their market research says, hey, a bunch of people are going to buy these one-of-a-kind Walking Dead Secret Lairs, they're going to make it. And we're going to see more. Like, 100% we're going to see more.
Oh, yeah. People have to realize, like, this decision wasn't made, you know, just out of the blue. No, there was a marketing team behind this saying, hey, if we make this, you know, we could expect to sell XYZ units and make, you know, X amount of money with this too. And this isn't some, you know, harebrained scheme of WotC or Hasbro thinking, oh yeah, let's just release the Walking Dead, you know, make some Walking Dead cards. No, there was plans for this, and it's been planned for a while.
Yeah, for sure.
And we're gonna see this more. And you know, if you don't like it, don't fucking buy it. All right, but don't hamper other players' enjoyment if they get enjoyment out of these cards. Right.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of people say, if you sit down and play one of these commanders, I will just walk away from the table. Like, don't be a dick. That's just rude. Like, somebody spent their money to buy this card, and they spent their time crafting a deck around this card for you to just go, no, I don't want to. Like, that's rude. That's just mean. Don't do that.
Yeah, like, imagine if that one guy you were talking about, your friend, who's super excited about this, you know, he's like, all right, this is what's going to get me into Magic now. He goes to his LGS, and you got players just being assholes to him. What's that going to do? It's just going to drive him away. He's just going to be like, well, fuck Magic then, you know?
Exactly.
So it's, man. I feel we can just go on and on about this. It's so frustrating. So it's just the community's reaction to it. It's so overblown, just like fucking everything with the community. And the thing that really got me, like when I was watching the professor's video today, he was complaining that, oh well, this breaks the immersion in Magic, and I'm all like, and before we even talk about altar cards, right? You had a really funny thing you said in the Discord last night. Can you remember what it was?
Yeah. So basically, like, Magic is like the worst game for immersion, I think, by far. You can take a land and you can animate it. Now you have a walking land. You can crew a vehicle like a train with that walking land. You can play a bludgeoning brawl and turn your nickel bolas into an artifact, and then you can equip your train being driven by a land with a nickel bolas and smack somebody with it. Where is the immersion? What do you mean? Like, I play Commander. There's no immersion in Commander. Look at this Innistrad vampire and this Conquistador vampire are going to attack you while this Edgar Markov pumps them all. Like, Magic is not an immersive game. I'm sorry, it just isn't. Maybe if you're drafting and things kind of make sense in context there, but like, not really. Like, remember that time in the lore when my mobilized district got inside a submarine and attacked your face? Like, it doesn't make... No,
oh
Magic's not an immersive game. I'm sorry.
Now, I would have to argue that Magic can be an immersive game. It can be. And that's one of the things that I sometimes like doing with EDH decks is building a flavorful deck. Like one of the decks that I built early on, right after Journey into Nyx came out, was a Theros God deck, and it was 5 color. It was Corona, the false god, was the commander, and
I built that.
And I had all 15 Theros gods in it, and I used the avatars, or the avatars from was it Lorwyn Shadowmoor and all that? Yeah. The 5 color ones, just to split costs? Yeah, just to build up my devotion and all that. And it was such a terrible deck. And I literally built it like where everything has to be Theros themed, and that in that way that can be immersive. But what's to stop someone from saying, all right, now I want to build a Walking Dead deck? You know, have it just be all Walking Dead. Nothing stops you, and it doesn't stop you from being quote unquote immersed into the game.
Yeah. Like, I've seen somebody, I think it was on Reddit or Facebook or something, who had an entire deck where every single card was altered, to basically be Avatar: The Last Airbender, either the art or like the names. Yeah. And they did like the thing with the Godzilla cards where it has the real name of the card underneath, but all of the cards were altered to Avatar: The Last Airbender, which isn't Magic themed, but it's still immersive within itself, right? So that's like really cool. Like my pirate deck I was talking about, every card in there is either a pirate or pirate themed, or like Marchesa's smuggler, who's like, oh, this smuggler is going to help the pirates get through. Like it's flavorful in itself, but then like when someone sorts a Plowshire as a god, where's the immersion in that? That god's going to go to it's going to go like work the farms, I guess. This god, like Heliod, all right. I don't know. I think the argument of making things immersive is not good either.
No, and the immersive arguments I've seen is the same fucking thing I see from everybody. It's like, oh, well, pretty soon there's going to be a Ronald McDonald card or a Burger King card or some Coca-Cola card. I'm like, Jesus Christ. All right, so let's say there are, right?
Right. Who cares?
You know, I mean,
cards.
Hell, I mean, there could be, you could very well make McDonald's and Burger King cards right now, food tokens.
Get a Pizza Hut.
Yeah, Pizza Hut card, food tokens. Have you not already seen like the fast food token alters and all that?
Yeah,
people
awesome.
have already made that shit. It's
right.
It's oh god. And I feel like that's just such a bad argument. Doesn't make it immersive. I will agree with people saying the art is bad. Yeah, the art's pretty bad looking on those cards.
Yeah, I mean, they had to draw the real actors, right?
Yeah.
Whoever the artists were. So like they were kind of limited there. I just don't think the frames do the art justice. I feel like they maybe had better frames. The art would look a little better and maybe a little more magic. I don't like the extended art with the text over it. I don't like that look. I think it would have been better if it was just more like a normal Magic card, maybe with like some Walking Dead, like crumpled paper or whatever as like the text box. I think that would have honestly looked so much better. But like, you know, it's whatever.
Yeah, I felt like it may have been. I feel like it would have maybe have done it justice better had it not looked so digital, and maybe make it more comic booky. Like still have them look like the actors, but maybe actually make it look like they're more drawn. You know,
like not
as real, because right now they just look like really bad CGI characters. A lot of pretty much.
They're kind of on the what's the word, like the cusp of reality, where it's like a little too close but a little too far. There's a word for that I'm not remembering.
The Uncanny Valley or something, or
that's it. Yeah, they're a little Uncanny Valley. I feel that, but I haven't watched the show, so I don't really know like the actors and the characters that well. Like I've seen a couple episodes when my family's been watching it or whatever, and I've walked past. I'm like, oh, they're just talking. Like that seems like most of the show to me.
I only watched up to season 7, or I finished season 7 or something. It like I will say the show was really good in the beginning of it.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
And then it just felt like they didn't know what to do. Like it was literally starting out to be the same thing. They have to survive. They meet a group of people. They think these group of people are good. Oh no, they're bad. Now we got to stop them. Okay, they defeat the people, and then they move on somewhere else, rinse and repeat. It's like the same thing. And it's boring. It got boring because you just realized, oh, they're just going to keep doing this. And they had a guy who was like the king of this town who had a really bad CGI tiger. And it was just
I've seen the tiger.
It was so bad. Like the actor, like I felt like he did a really good job, but fucking hell, that tiger was so terrible to look at.
Yeah, I've also seen the CGI on like the gun flashes that were really bad too. They're just like bah, 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 with like guns that can't do. It's so silly.
Oh, I guess I never noticed that. That's funny.
I watched like some compilation clips on YouTube. It was really funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, man, it's
wild.
It's frustrating, like overall, because it's I don't know. You know, for people listening out there, you know, what are your thoughts on it? Should the rules committee ban this? And if they did ban it, what kind of precedent does that really set? That to me sets a very dangerous precedence. That WotC, and I don't even think it would be WotC that would do anything. I think it'd be Hasbro would just be like, nope, fuck that shit. You know what?
They're literally ruining our bottom line. We're selling these cards to a specific group of players, and the players are like, nah, banned, you can't play them. It's terrible. It's stupid. I don't like that.
Oh, man. So what else has been going on with you? How you been doing?
Pretty good, otherwise. You know, just hanging out, playing Among Us with people.
Oh my gosh. Holy shit. So I'm so glad I played that game. It's, and it is, well, let me ask you this with Among Us. Is it even worth playing with random people online, or is it just always better with friends?
It is much better with friends. I played with randoms a couple times, and like my first game with randoms, somebody immediately just called emergency meeting and started calling someone sus. Like, and then everyone's like, all right, that was pointless. And yeah, no, I think it's better when you can actually be on Discord yelling at your friends. I think that's where the game really shines.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the game, by the way, totally free on mobile. Like if you have it on your phone, like you can get your family. Yeah, completely free on mobile. Has like all same maps, same number of everything. Yeah, totally download it. Like I'm gonna get my family. We're gonna sit around like the dinner table and we're gonna play together.
So like on iPhone,
on our phone, iPhone and Android. Yeah.
Holy shit! I had no idea it was even on.
It also cross plays with PC and the other devices. Yeah, so you could get people who don't have PCs. You could have your whole family sit around.
Oh my god! Because my kids have been wanting to play this so bad, and I'm all like, it's not that I don't mind spending the money on it. It's just crap. Now I have to set them up with Steam accounts. It's just hassle.
Yep, just get them on their phones. Just make sure no one's looking at each other. So because like you still have to like swipe the key cards and stuff. So if someone's just standing by someone, you can kind of look over and see if they're moving their fingers.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Have everyone like look away from each other or whatever, and then maybe during the meeting turn back towards each other. Super fun. Usually I like play around with randos in bed because I'm like going to sleep, just like
Dude, it was that game that we had the other night when there was like 7 or 8 of us, with we had MP numbers, Baltan, one of your friends, Sparky.
Yeah, Sparky. That's my boy. It's another one of my real life friends. Play Magic with all the time.
And dude, that whole time that I feel like on that one game that I won, I'm getting better at being imposter, and where I got Delta kicked off.
Oh, that was good. That was good stuff. Yeah.
Oh my god. And that's what's the fun of it. It's one of those games where you know you don't need to have like quick skills or like really good like APM or something like that, or like be really twitchy.
Yeah, you don't have to be a good gamer. You just have to have some social deduction skills. That's really it.
Yeah, like the first time that we played, I think it was Saturday night or something, where we had Pixie with us. And Efren, holy shit, Pixie got me every single fucking time she was in. Like, I could not tell, and all that stuff. It's
she's really good. She's really good. Dude, I had that one game. I think I followed Andy around for like a good long while at the start of the game. So he completely was like, no, he's innocent. He couldn't have done it. He was with me the whole time. Oh,
that's right. Yeah. I think he killed me first in that game, and you were like, no, he's innocent. And I just want to fucking scream in the mic, no, he's not.
Yeah, dude, that's the best. It's so good.
No, that is one. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had a game on mobile the other night. I walked into electrical, and the other killer was there, and somebody walked in. I murdered him, and somebody else walked in behind him, like yellow. And they're like, it's pink and black, pink and black. They were there. I saw them. It was pink and black. I was like, nah, yellow did it. I saw him do it right in front of me. And they all kicked him out. I was the imposter. They didn't know. So
my god, that's great. No, that game where you saying Andy's innocent and all that. He killed me first, and then I think that's what's fun with the game. Like, even if you die, and you're listening to everybody chatting, you want to tell everybody so bad, like, no, it was fucking food time. He did it. It wasn't Andy. And yet you just hear, like, yourself, like, having to trick people into thinking, no, it wasn't me at all.
Right. Or just having to try to remember all the things you've done, and if you're like, oh man, I don't remember what that task I was doing is, and you're like, no, he's guilty, right? Like, or
dude.
Having to make up the tasks that you did, be like, no, I was doing wires, and then I walked over to the engine to fix that. Yeah. And then I walked over to get fuel. That's 100% what I did. You're just making it up.
Oh my gosh. Like that one time I was the imposter, and I said I was getting rid of the leaves or whatever, and it's like, oh no, it's sus. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, you just stick with your lie, even if it's not a good lie. You gotta stick with it.
Well, I just didn't know what to fucking call it, like taking out the trash or whatever. I'm like, it looks like leaves.
I knew what you meant, but I think I was dead, so I couldn't say anything. I was like, no, I know what he means. Yeah, he means the trash with the leaves.
Oh my god,
trash.
No, I think my favorite game was you were the imposter, and I was following Andy around because he looked so fucking suspicious and all that shit. I'm following him around like, this motherfucker did it. Like, because I think what happened was, like, you killed someone and Andy was like near the same area where that person was killed. And so, like, we went to the meeting, and I think we skipped vote or something, going to the next one. I'm like, all right, it's fucking Andy. I'm going to follow him just to make sure. And then you fucking come around the corner, just kill me. I'm like, fuck, what the hell?
So good. It's such a fun game.
Oh my god. Oh shit. It's like that, and Fall Guys have been some of my most surprising fun games of this year.
Yeah,
like,
Fall Guys is great too. A little frustrating. But
yeah. I'm so glad they freaking fixed the cheating thing for the most part. In the PC version. Apparently PS4 never had that issue with any of the cheating. And are you freezing up on me?
You were freezing up on me, but I think we're good now.
Okay. So yeah, they were saying, or people were saying PS4 never had the cheating issue before. Did you ever play it on PS4 or anything, or?
I've only played it on PC. My buddy's played it on PS4. He said the games are easier there than playing on PC, just because, like, I guess players are worse. But yeah, I don't know.
Oh man, and shit. So, God, what else has been going on, man? It's I'm glad to have you on the show here. Just finally being able to chat. I know we talked about this for a while.
Yeah,
and it's been fucking crazy lately. Like, this whole month, I'm so glad it's over. Tonight was the last night I had to work late for at least a while, hopefully. And yeah, it's been crazy. You started a new job though, didn't you?
Yeah, pretty much just yesterday. So I'm still waiting on, like, my full schedule and everything for that. So
well, that's good.
That's exciting. Yeah,
that's good. When was the last time you worked before that? Was it before the pandemic, or?
Yeah, so I was working another job at the pandemic. We shut down, and then we were open for a few weeks for, like, outdoor pickup. It was a retail job. No, outdoor pickup only. And then they wanted to fully reopen, and I was like, no. So.
When did they want to fully reopen? When was that?
Way in the middle of the pandemic. Like, it was too early. Yeah, no. It was, like, my sister was pregnant at the time. She lives here, so, like, it was just all right, no. Yeah, well, we're
I think I remember you telling me that. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, luckily, they had, like, a voluntary, if you don't want to work, you don't have to. We understand, which was really nice. But then eventually they're like, nah, you have to come back to work. We're losing too much money. And I'm like, all right, bye. So.
Dude, I don't blame you. Like, how's California been? Like, in your neck of the woods, like with the pandemic?
Not great. I mean, I go to the store all the time. I see people not wearing their masks and like just not following the guidelines and getting in people's faces. Like, dude, what are you doing? Some of the restaurants here started to open up. Like, just get your food and go. Like, go home. You don't need to eat out at a restaurant. Like, what are you doing?
Oh, so should I be shamed that I went out to eat at a restaurant last weekend?
Probably just a little bit. Were you outside? Was it like distanced?
Well, it was inside, but it was distanced.
Yeah, that's good at least. No, I saw like all the booths were full of people. Like,
no, it was So it was my wife and I were celebrating 14 years together, and we went to Texas de Brazil, which is like a Brazilian steakhouse place, franchise. I don't know how many places or restaurants there are of it, but and so like I had reservations made for about a month, and we get there, and it was the first weekend that our governor decided to reopen the state like completely, and dude, the outside was jam packed, and there was like a 3-hour wait, and there was people waiting. Like, why? I would not wait 3 hours. I mean, the food's fucking good, don't get me wrong, like the food's really good, but it's not 3 hours wait good. I'd rather go to McDonald's and eat like a McChicken than wait 3 hours.
I like McDonald's, but I just like food.
yeah, it's but yeah, no, it was very spaced out. Because we've been to that restaurant before the pandemic, and it was like one of those. It feels pretty crowded in there, like the tables feel so smushed together, but it was spaced out, and it's a nice open restaurant too, like with big ceilings and.
Oh, that's good at least.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, Florida's really no different. There's people not wearing masks and. Shit, I went to the gym for the first time Tuesday, and it's really hard to do cardio while wearing a mask. I will say that.
I bet. Yeah, the gyms here have not opened back up. I think they opened up for like a week or two, and they're like, nah, never mind, we're going to close back down. Because like people were just getting sick, and it wasn't good. Like, I have a gym membership that I haven't had to pay it for 6 months, so that's kind of cool, but I haven't been in like 6 months. So, yeah.
No, I finally went, and it's like I'm looking around, and I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of people there, but it's like people not wearing masks and all that stuff. Like, why?
Running and huffing and puffing, like, that's not cool.
But I don't know. It's So I mean, so it doesn't sound like I'm hearing some of the. Well, where are you in California again?
I'm in SoCal. I'm pretty close to Disneyland. Not to dox myself or anything, but I used to work there. So I'm close enough that I've worked at Disneyland. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
So, yeah, like I could it'd probably knock me out, but I could probably walk to Disneyland where I'm at, more or less. Probably take me an hour or two, but like I could probably.
Yeah, but why would you want to?
I wouldn't.
It's Disneyland.
Right. They're still not open, by the way. They've been closed this whole time.
Oh, dang. Disneyland or Disney
Disneyland,
World. Yeah. Disney World has been open since June or July here.
Yeah, I think Disney World's probably a little bit more easier to open because like it's so much bigger and so much more spacious. Disneyland was made forever ago, so it's just like tight little areas all over the place. I hate going to Disneyland when I'm not working there.
Yeah,
I don't work there currently or anything, but like,
I've never been to Disneyland at all ever. I've never actually been to California. I need to get over there. I've only been as far west as Las Vegas.
It's like California. It's like a 4-hour drive.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
But
yeah, the last I heard with Disney World, they're only opening like 30% capacity or something. So if you can brave the COVID, I mean, it's perfect time to go right now.
Right.
Like not many crowds and all that shit. Thank God. But yeah, man, I mean, Florida, you've probably heard me talk on stream about it. It's just, it's a shit show. It's such a shit show.
It's pretty bad here too, though. Like, I think California and Florida are two of the worst.
Yeah, I think so. And New York.
Yeah.
too, or
Yeah.
something, or
All the major population centers have a lot of people who are sick. Huh? Who would have guessed?
I know, right? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the counties in Florida, like the Tampa County and the Miami County, those are the two hardest hit ones. Like my county, because I live right north of Tampa, my county is, I'll be honest, like I don't even think it's hit 3,000 cases since March,
That's pretty good.
which it's good because we have an overall population of like 300,000 to 400,000 people. And so yeah, only 3,000 reported cases at least is not that bad at all.
Yeah.
So-
I'm in Orange County, so we're at under 3,000 right now. We've been trending under 5,000, so that's not bad. But there's a lot of people live in Orange, so
Yeah, probably way more people. But
oh yeah, probably.
dude, it's you know, we're gonna talk some politics here, and
Oh boy, fun.
fun. Did you happen to watch the debate at all last night?
I've watched highlights. I accidentally took a nap through the whole thing, literally a 3-hour nap while the debate was happening.
God.
Probably a good choice on me. Seemed like it was a bit of a shit show.
Oh my god, it was so bad, man. It was I'm scared for this country. It's like it's like at a point now where and maybe it's because I live in Florida, right? Because my county is such a Republican county because I see Trump signs everywhere that I've just got a feeling Trump's going to win again. And maybe that's because of my surroundings of where I'm at.
Probably.
And it's just, I've just got this sinking feeling that even if Biden wins, right, I've got a feeling like Trump is just going to push it back as much as he can.
Oh yeah,
try
100%.
to do it legally and all that stuff without trying to stage a military coup and all that. But I'm just like, I'm not even that hopeful. Like, even if Biden wins, I don't even feel that hopeful because he's going to spend 4 years trying to fix the shit that Trump did. It probably
Right.
barely going to get anything done. You know, it's like we're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah,
So-
I don't know. The whole government's just, it doesn't fucking work like it should. Like it's built on a system that doesn't support, I think, the number of fucking people we have in this country.
No, it supports the rich. That's about it.
Yeah. There's so many people though that like it's just, none of it makes any sense, man.
I mean,
It's ridiculous.
freaking perfect example is this pandemic. I mean, how long did it take them just to send out that first stimulus check? Friggin'
They were supposed to send out a second one, never happened.
yeah, like what was it? The House signed for the second one, and then the Senate just wouldn't agree, like, to even fucking do it. They were like, no. So it's such fucking bullshit, man. It's the fact that, you know, this is such an unprecedented time where something as simple as, hey, let's try to help the American people, you know. Oh shit. Sorry, that was the COVID.
Oh no.
Joking. I don't have COVID, okay? Or do I? I don't know. But you know, the fact that even something as getting that first stimulus bill passed was such a shit show should just really go to show you like how fucked up the system is.
Right, like if you give people that money, most people, especially poor people, they're just going to spend it immediately. They're not going to invest it. They're going to spend it, and it's going to go back into the economy, and it's going to keep these places open that are closing. Like
Yeah.
that's just what's going to happen. Like it's just
Yeah, it's man, I don't know. I mean, it's like when I had a Coach Davey on here, he said it best. Like, just go vote. Like, you know, you know, it doesn't matter who you vote for. You know, get your voice heard. You know, it's I don't know, man. It's scary times. Like that whole debate. Like, God, it's. And I think back to the 2016 debates, and they were at least entertaining because no one thought at all Trump would ever win in a million years. And then you look back at that and you're like, oh shit, that's kind of scary. Like, fuck, he actually did it. And and now you're watching these debates like here between Trump and Biden, two old white guys going at it. Like, it's fucking sad. And I'm sorry. It is, you know, I'm going to be voting Biden. I'm just going to put that out there. But the fact that Biden is the best that the Democrats can come up with, really?
there's better people for sure. But like that's who they chose, and we didn't really get a say in it.
Just fucking really? It's 2016 all over again. Like when, fucking DNC gave it to Hillary. It's just, fucking God. It sucks, man.
We need more than two parties. Look at all the other countries that have multiple parties, and they seem to actually kind of have their shit together a little bit.
Should we just get rid of the executive branch? Should we just go completely, just get rid of having a president and let's just have a Senate and Congress and all that? And the Supreme Court? Do we really need a president?
It's a good question.
I mean,
I'm not qualified to answer that.
I'm not qualified either. Like, I'm a dumbass, all right? Like, when it comes to political science and political theory and all that stuff, I don't fucking know. I don't know how to run a country, right? You ask me, I'm like, hey, kings and queens, they still sound good, right? No, I mean, not really, but... but, I mean, it's... Like really, seriously, anybody listening to this or watching this, what would happen if we just got rid of the executive branch, right? Like, what would that really, like, we'd still have two branches of government. Is it just, I know a lot of it's to do with the checks and balances between shit, right? Like,
yeah.
But I mean, can't there just be, like, can there be a, so you just have the legislative and the Supreme Court branch, or I forgot what the judicial branch. Yeah, because I totally know my politics. Can't you just have like a separate entity to audit both of them or something like that? Like for the checks and balances? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the most important thing people are going to be voting for is like your local like seats. Everything local is way more important, I think, to your day-to-day life than voting for the president.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that matters a lot.
Oh yeah.
Your
It still matters.
day-to-day life is mostly going to be dictated by like your local officials. Those are the ones that you really want to pay attention to and make sure you're voting for the right person. Like, look into that. Don't just vote for the president and think you're good. Like, look into who's actually making the rules and the laws for where you live. I think that's going to matter a lot more to especially you personally, right?
Oh yeah, like we just had our local elections. What was it, last month or August? I think. Yeah, shit. By the time this comes out, it's going to be October already. So yeah, back in August, and our sheriff, I was so hoping he would have not gotten another term because he's fucking corrupt as shit. And it's like one of those kind of like publicly known kind of corrupt shit. Like, we know that he gets kickbacks from certain companies to utilize certain kind of police equipment for his sheriffs and all that stuff. And
right.
we know there's a lot of nepotism going on with him too, but no one seems to fucking care.
Dude, I live like right south of LA County. Like, that's a shit show. The LAPD, holy shit.
Oh, I bet. I can't even imagine. Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine.
Right around the time the writing started, they had like a call-in where you could call and talk to the chief of the LAPD, and like people just gave him so much shit. It was so funny. One person was like literally just go fuck yourself. My friends were peacefully protesting and everything was fine until your police officers showed up and started making it worse, and they started assaulting people. Like, retrain your officers, go retire, go fuck yourself. Like, just so many people saying that. It was great to watch. It was very. It was like an hour long of people just berating this guy, and he just had to sit there and take it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh man.
They were telling him like, "Don't look away." Da 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 da. Dude, it was funny. That was entertainment.
No, the freaking, I don't like our county sheriff here. He's just freaking. He's all about the showmanship. Like, whenever there's like a big crime that happens locally here, he's making sure he's making a Facebook video about it and all that stuff. And it's like, dude, how about you actually do something about the fucking crime around here and shit, instead of just whatever. I mean, it's not like the crime is super bad here, you know what I mean? It's not like there's insanity and murder around every other street corner, but you know what I mean? Just fucking do something besides just getting kickbacks and giving your nieces and nephews like cushy jobs and shit.
Right.
But yeah, no, I 100% agree. Like, local elections way more important. I was telling this to Coach Davey when I had him on the show that, and the thing with local elections too that a lot of people got to do, they really have to research their opponents. And I feel like for local elections, don't just vote by party lines. Like, if you're a registered Democrat or registered Republican, don't just vote for R, especially locally, because I've had some people in my county that were running Republican, and for what position they were running for sounded much better than what the Democratic nominee was going to do, because, and you know, I know for locally it's not like there's a lot of debates that happen or anything like that. You just have to look at interviews that they've done or stuff that they've done if they're an incumbent and all that stuff. Yeah. And that's a little bit harder to do, but you know, you have to do the research for it. You can't rely on, you know, like a national televised debate and all that.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, man, it's scary times we're living in. It's we've only got, well, since it's October as of now when this comes out, we've only got about 3 months left. What predictions do you have for 2020? What do you feel like is coming down the pipeline? We've got 3 months left. We've had a lot of crazy shit this year. It's been some of the craziest years.
Dude, after 2020, I have no fucking idea. Like, literally anything could happen. We could have a meteor hit us, and that wouldn't even be the craziest thing that has happened, right? Like,
right?
I have no fucking idea.
We could have aliens, like, literally come down and be like, hey, everybody, how's it going? And we'd be like,
oh, it's a shit show. Welcome.
It's a shit show. And everybody would still be, I don't know, complaining about the Walking Dead Secret Lairs that Watson should be doing.
100%. 100%.
Hey, guys, we found life on another planet, and they've come and visited us. Watsy's evil. It's just like, Jesus, fuck. God, it's if I had to make a prediction, it's I hope no meteors hit us or anything. Hopefully they'd be able to see that, but I'm making a prediction right now. I've got a feeling Trump is gonna win. And that's gonna be such a major shit show. And there's probably gonna be more rioting, especially when that happens. Like
100%.
Like if that happens,
there's gonna be rioting, no matter what. There's gonna be riot. 100%.
I've got a feeling he's gonna win. I don't want that to happen, but like I said earlier, I think a lot of that feeling just has to do with me being in a predominantly Republican area, and I see nothing but that everywhere. It's just, you know, you start to think, oh shit, he is going to win.
Yeah, so my area, right, is in California, pretty red for California, but even then, I'm seeing, like, signs on both sides all over the place. Like, I have no idea.
I don't think
for here, it's super mixed here.
I don't think I've seen a single Biden-Harris sign at all. Like, at all. And I know I saw like Bernie Sanders signs during the primaries, and I know I remember seeing Hillary and Hillary signs back in 2016 and all that, but I don't see any Democrat signs at all anywhere here. And it's and I'm not saying it's scary or whatever, it's just more like, what the fuck? Especially as a registered Democrat, you're just sort of like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But man, it's some craziness. So I guess let's get back into some Magic here. I mean it's sort of like what we play, right?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, a little bit. I only have so many commands.
So do you play any other formats?
I like drafting. I like limited. Limited's really, really fun. It's super skill testing. I think that's probably like my other favorite format. I play Historic on Arena, although, you know, just so I can play meme decks, honestly.
Yeah.
Because Standard's bad, and I want to play Arena.
Like your Crab Big Butts deck?
Yeah, my Crab Big Butt deck. I love that deck. Yeah. No, I have a bunch of these Stanley cases full of decks.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
that's
I have
awesome.
5 of these sitting here, and then my girlfriend's deck box has, I think, 10 decks, like, up there where you can't see off camera.
Oh, is that Brian's Stout Arm you've got? The Fling Commander?
Yeah, that's one of my girlfriend's decks, because all of hers don't fit in here anymore. Brian Stout Arm, Corval, Conrad.
Is that a Fling deck?
Yes, it's a Steel and Fling deck.
Oh my god, you gotta play that on stream one day. Is it really strong, or...?
No, I think, whoops. Oh, shit, dropping stuff over here. It's really hard to see out of this mask. It used to have Bearer of the Heavens, that card from original Theros block.
Oh, yeah, destroys everything.
That when it dies, destroy all permanents. So I think the best story for that is my girlfriend and me Daniel, another one of our friends, were playing, and she plays it, and she's like, I won't fling it if you don't attack me. And he attacks her for 1 damage or something like that. Very, very minor attack. So she just blows up all the permanents. So she's like, well, you got to follow through with my threats, otherwise no one will believe me. So.
Oh, God. Your girlfriend sounds pretty scary to play against.
Yeah, a little bit, kind of. She can be.
Oh, my God. It's like my... I think I've told you this when my wife used to play Magic. The only deck she would ever play was my Slivers deck. And I ended up having to take it apart because it's like, do you not... I built her other decks for her to try. She's like, no, I want to play Slivers because I know I can win. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, she's not all of her decks are mean though. Like she's got a Kess Dissident Mage. That's all wheels. Yeah. It's basically a Nekusar deck.
Yeah.
It's got Nekusar in it. But usually she just mills herself out and laughs and cackles because it's funny. And then she has like a mono black Willis deck where it's just about losing as much life as possible as quickly as you can. She draws you cards, but like just
okay. I see what you mean.
Suicide Black hardcore.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So do you remember what your first commander was?
Yes. So I don't remember my exact first. It was either the original Niv Mizzet from Ravnica block, or it was Mael the Anima. I think it was Mael. So my introduction to Commander was way before anyone called it Commander. It was EDH back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I found the format online. Like, I was a kid looking up like different ways to play Magic. Me and my friends, we already kind of liked to put a legendary creature in the deck to kind of represent it. Like my buddy was playing Jund and he had Kresh in the deck.
Yeah.
I'd play mono blue decks and just like throw like, a random legendary blue creature in there or some big blue monster. Kind of like rep the deck. And we heard about Commander and we started like kind of brewing decks and like, oh, this is a really cool way to play. We can sit down and like play together because we already played a lot of multiplayer and I think it was just kind of a good on-ramp for how to do it. So I think I built a Mael the Anima deck because it was definitely Niv Mizzet was my first because I ended up with a Niv Mizzet and I had like the Ophidian Eye combo where you just tap, deal a damage, draw a card, and on taps and you just keep doing that.
Oh,
yeah. And then I was building like a black-green elves deck with a Nath the Gitleaf. I didn't own Nath, so I had proxy it. That was my second commander deck, and then I built Mael because I managed to pull an Emrakul from a draft.
Ooh.
Yeah, and that was before Emrakul was banned.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Yeah, so it was just big monsters top deck, and then it just kind of went crazy there, just building decks. Yeah, and then the original Commander product came out. Me and my friends, we all bought a bunch of that, and that's when we really started just hammering home.
Yeah, that was my first introduction to Commander, was the original Commander product. This guy that we used to play RPGs with, we didn't play D&D, we played a game called Torg, which is another RPG system. So, but what we would always do is we'd always play a game of Commander before we dived into playing Torg for like 4 or 5 hours and all that. And he would bring the original Commander decks and all that, and we'd play the hell out of it. And I used to play Zedru. And I remember first playing it, I'm like, this Commander sucks. And then as I played it more, I'm like, holy shit, I love this guy. But
she's great.
But Krufix was my very first Commander deck that I ever built and owned, and because I didn't play the format after that. I got really heavily into limited because we used to have such a good draft scene here locally, and like I'm telling you, man, you would have loved it. Like as a limited player, it was such a good draft scene. Like there'd be some nights we would have more people drafting than standard players.
That's awesome.
And we would get like during the time of Ravnica and Theros, we would get like almost 50 players just playing standard. Dude, there were some nights we'd get 40, 50 drafters coming in.
That's crazy. That's a lot of people.
Oh yeah. Like, and it would take, you wouldn't be leaving until like past midnight or whatever. You'd have like 4 or 5 rounds of draft, and it was just so much fun.
Yeah, those were good draft sets too, especially like RTR, and I love drafting Gatecrash, and a lot of people didn't, but like, man, I would draft Gatecrash right now. Drop everything I'm doing. I draft into Gatecrash. Like, let's go Boros, let's go Simic. Like, so good. Everything was viable.
I loved RTR Gatecrash and Dragon's Maze draft. That was fucking great. I loved all 3 of those.
Yeah, fantastic.
Dude, it was I'll never forget my Oh God, what set was Aether Spouts in? Was that M15 or was it Theros?
That's a good question. I think it was M15. Actually, I think that was a commander deck card, wasn't it?
Well, I thought
No.
Aether
M15. M15. You're
Okay.
right. M15.
Right, I remember this one draft I had. I managed to draft Aether Spouts, and my opponent was playing aggro. I don't even remember what colors it was, but oh God, it felt so good to Aether Spouts him, and he just up and quit.
Oh yeah.
That was great. I've managed to win a few drafts. God, actually, my very first time drafting, like officially in a store, was when Gatecrash had come out, and I opened up a Voice of Resurgence. But the thing, when I first was drafting, I didn't know it was a 40 card deck, so I was trying to build a 60 card deck out of this.
Oh no.
I had no idea, and thank God someone stopped me as it was time to build the decks and all that. I'm like, oh, okay, shit.
I feel like that happens to a lot of people their first draft. They're like, well, how do I draft enough lands to build a whole deck?
Right.
Like, they ask the real question. It's like, oh, no one's taught you. Let's sit down and teach you real quick. 40 cards. You get a limited numbers of basic lands. You don't have to draft them. It's okay.
Yeah,
Like,
I thought the same
nobody ever
thing.
explained that to me. My first time I played Sealed was at Zendikar's original release. That was the first time I played like in an actual store. Before that, it was all kitchen table and with friends. So like, yeah, I remember sitting down. I'd put way too many enchantments and way too many auras in my deck. Like, I wasn't running cards that were actually really good. Like, oh man, it was bad. It was really bad.
Oh jeez. God, I wish I was playing during Zendikar. I took a break again. Let's see, as far as the sets go, because I played again during Ravnica Kamigawa, or Kamigawa Ravnica. After Ravnica was done, I stopped, and then the only time I ever played Commander 2011 was just when that one guy would bring the decks, and that was it. And then I didn't really get back into Magic again fully until M12, M13, something like that, and I haven't stopped since.
I think the only set I didn't really play was the Kaladesh block because I just didn't have time. I was working a job where I just didn't have time to play a lot of Magic. So like that's pretty much the only set I've never played really.
I did not enjoy that draft environment. That's
what I've heard.
Like the one right before it, Shadows over Innistrad and Eldritch Moon, was so good. I loved the hell out of that. Kaladesh just felt bland, and I think it had a lot to do with all the artifacts. It just felt, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, like way too swingy. Like if you didn't open up a really good bomb, you were just kind of screwed. Are you freezing up again, or?
No, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I agree. Like, I mean, I never played it, so I couldn't say, but that does seem to be the consensus. Yeah.
No, but so, you know what? Oh shoot, I had a thought there and I just lost it. Fuck, I hate that habit.
That happens to me all the time. Very ADHD over here.
But no man, I'm glad that we're playing more Commander now, and I have not played this much Commander in forever. It's been a lot of fun. Like that game we did last night with Pixie, Inkling, and Unicorn Fluff was probably some of the most fun I've had. Did you watch when Pixie killed me?
I did not watch the start of it, and then I got busy doing some stuff. I think that's when I took a nap. I don't know.
So
yeah, I got busy though.
So at the way I died was I had a Heliod's Intervention in hand, and Unicorn Fluff had a Birthing Pod out. Pixie had Aetherflux Reservoir out, and she had 51 life. And but then the Inkling Customs, she had like 5 million enchantments out. And I knew this, and she had a Sphere of Safety, so it cost like 12 mana to attack per creature. I was playing Narset, by the way, and my Monk Tribal. And so I knew the smart play would have been to wait till my turn, because I had like almost 20 lands out, including Mana Rocks. Would have been to blow up all of Inkling's enchantments and all that. But I decided to do something really stupid and poke at Pixie. So, because she decided to attack me for like 4 damage, and I'm all like, oh, hell no. No, you're not.
So attack someone for damage in Commander. That's silly.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, hell no. So I decided to tap Heliod's intervention for 2 to blow up the birthing pod and the Aetherflux reservoir. And I'm all like, Pixie's not going to do it. She's only at 51 life. There's no way she'll do it. And what does she fucking do? In response, fuck.
That's funny.
I wasn't even like really mad, but I was just like, I was happy she did it, but it was also kind of like, I was telling myself, trying to convince myself, nah, she's not going to do it. She won't fucking do it.
Yeah, she will.
And then she just manages to gain so much fucking life again because she was playing Elenda. Like, Jesus fuck. That was funny. It was such a funny way to die. That whole game was so much fun.
That's great.
At one point, Inkling Customs was going to do infinite turns, and because she had Nexus of Fate and ways to draw it back out, and I had to render silent her, where I'm like, no, you're not doing anything. But she ended up winning because of Approach of the Second Sun, twice on the same turn. Because she had a Sarah's Sanctum out, and just, Jesus fuck, had like 20 enchantments out by that time. Oh my god, it was so much fun. Another thing I wanted to bring you on to talk about is World of Warcraft. I understand you play a little bit of World of Warcraft?
Yeah, just a little. I only have like 700 plus hours on a single character.
Holy shit.
Hold on, 2 seconds. I'm gonna grab.
Okay.
No, I can't reach it from here. I'm too short. I'm not short. It's just I've got a lot of like WoW memorabilia. It's like sitting up there. Like
I know you got the Ragnaros.
Oh, that I can grab. Yeah, I'll show that off.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome. That was from the collector's edition, right? The 15-year anniversary.
Yeah, the 15-year anniversary.
God, that's so awesome. I'm so jelly.
Yeah, I found this at a bookstore for literally $20 cheaper than Blizzard sold it for.
Jesus. Like, how heavy is that thing?
It's all plastic, so it's not like super
heavy. Okay. Is it
is
it like good plastic?
Yeah, it's really nice.
Okay. Doesn't feel cheap or anything.
No, not at all.
Alright, that's good at least.
It's solid. It's not like hollow plastic or anything. Yeah, I have my original World of Warcraft like 3 expansion boxes somewhere around here. Just don't know where I put them.
Oh, I've got my original World of Warcraft boxes too. Like I never bought any of the collector's editions though.
Me neither. I have the original like OG boxes.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I have all that. I've got all the. I still have my Warcraft 1 and 2 CDs of those games. God, I never got the floppy disk versions though of Warcraft 1 and 2.
Yeah, I never played 1 and 2. I started Warcraft 3 at a buddy's house. Like, they sat me down at a computer with, like, just the undead race, no NPCs, so I was just running around killing, like, the creep mobs that were there.
Yeah.
And, like, I was, like, I don't know, like 12, 11 at the time. I lost my mind over how cool this game was. Like, it was just the most incredible thing in the world to me.
StarCraft was my first Blizzard game. That got me hooked on real-time strategy, and then I eventually got into Warcraft 2 and 3. Even if you go download, I think you can even buy Warcraft 2 now, like on GOG or something. And
I think so, on GOG.
Warcraft 2 is definitely still playable nowadays. Warcraft 1 is almost fucking unplayable. It's so terrible to play. It's not even worth trying to play it. Because that was like one of the first real-time strategy games, and you can only select like 2 or 3 units at a time, and there's and you can only make them do one thing at a time. I don't think you could have them like, all right, I want you to go mine this, then after you're done with that, then build this. You have to do it one at a time, and it's so terrible. Yeah, that's right, the action queuing. Yeah.
I mean, it's hard for me to even go back to play Warcraft 3 after playing StarCraft 2 with, like, the infinite number unit selection to 12. Like, it's tough, but, like, it's a different mechanical skill of having to, like, command your whole army and move it around and everything, and macroing at your base while you're moving your army around. Like,
oh, dude, totally. Like, when I was going through the StarCraft 1 campaign again, just to play through the story, holy shit, like, that was my hardest thing. That's why I would, like, keep dying and all that stuff, because I can't select all my units quick enough.
Yep. Yeah.
Then I go play StarCraft 2 campaign. I'm like, this is fucking easy as shit. Jesus.
Right? Just like, all right, click everything and a move. Let's go.
Pretty much, like, the Terran campaign was the only somewhat hard one. But like Zerg and Protoss, so freaking easy. Zerg, I'm just gonna mass, Roach Hydra or Mutalisk,
Ludas.
And then Protoss was like, I'm just gonna create a big Protoss death ball, a move.
Yeah, Protoss. I haven't played the Protoss story yet because I'm lazy mostly, and I've like seen the cutscenes, but like I need to do that at some point. Yeah, Protoss is probably my favorite StarCraft race. Although every time I play random. I think you can really do that.
Yeah, and Protoss is definitely my favorite as well too. But with World of Warcraft, have you been playing since vanilla?
Yeah, I started in vanilla when I I probably played Warcraft 3 when I was like 9 or 10 because I started WoW when I was 12. Back
Holy
in vanilla.
shit, that's right. You're younger than me.
Yeah, I know. I'm young. I'm a young kid. Oh my god, I'm only 28, 29. I don't even know.
Oh shit.
I'm 28. I know how old I am. I know these things.
Wait, that's. So I'm
years.
only 6 years older than you. Okay. So yeah, because I didn't play World of Warcraft till I was like 17 or 18, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, I started when I was a kid. I made a. Okay, so I first played WoW at my buddy's house. I made like a Night Elf Hunter, and like I went through the whole starting experience.
Oh god,
like,
Night Elf Hunter.
Right? Of course I made a Night Elf Hunter. Man, female Night Elf
my
Hunter.
first was an Undead Rogue, because Undead are my favorite race in it.
Yeah, Undead are really cool. I wanted to play Horde, but all my friends at the time were playing Alliance, so I was like, all right, make an Alliance character.
I ended up playing Alliance as like my first main, quote unquote.
Yeah. So I made a Night Elf Druid as my first actual character on my account. I still own that character. I still have it.
My god, so do I. I've still got my Night Elf Druid from vanilla too.
But it wasn't my main because I made a human paladin because all my friends were like, if you make a human, it's easier for us to come find and play with you. Because giving to Teldrassil is a pain in the butt.
You didn't make the trek through wetlands and all that?
We didn't really know because we were kids. It's just like, just make a human, it's easier to find you.
True.
Paladin, because like, I like Arthas' story, I liked Uther and Warcraft 3. I was like, yeah, dude, Paladins are sick. I love Paladins. I'm gonna play Paladin. Little did I know I picked like the worst fucking DPS class in the whole fucking game.
Right?
Ret Paladin.
Worst.
Yeah, I spent a couple months leveling up, playing with friends,
couldn't even be a fucking tank. You had to be a Healadin.
Right.
And a Buffetin.
Kind of could, but yeah.
Well, no, I mean like when you get into endgame and all that.
Yeah, the endgame, yeah. I finally joined a guild. I actually reconnected with my guild leader right around the time Classic came out, like my classic guild leader from vanilla from 15 years ago around the time Classic came out. Forums. Super cool. Nice to see her again. But yeah, I joined a guild. They like kind of taught me like, okay, here's like the proper ways to heal. Here's like, you want to set up your different ranks of spells because they cost different amounts of mana and use a different amount of your bonus healing stats. Oh, let's go get you this item because it's really good.
Oh, that's right, the rank spells. Oh shit, I forgot about that.
I mean, I played when Classic came out, I re-leveled a Paladin all the way to 60 so I could play a Holy Paladin and like relive all that. It's really hard getting all the gear I used to have, Like the very first raid I ever solo led as a 12-year-old kid was an Onyxia raid that I pugged together myself, and I won the fucking roll on the Judgment Helmet with a 99.
Oh my god.
I still remember that whole thing. Like, I pulled in one of my friends,
shit.
She was a warlock. She was there, she saw it, she was like with me the whole time. She was like kind of helping me set it up. Like, very distinct memories of specifically that day of playing WoW.
That's
so I got my Judgment Helmet, took it to Zandalari, or Zul'Gurub, got my Zandalari enchant on it and everything. I still have that item.
I'm so disappointed I never raided in vanilla.
It was fun. So much fun.
I didn't raid until Burning Crusade because, dude, half the time, like, when I was playing vanilla, I was exploring the world. Like, it took me so long to level to 60 because I would rather explore than do quests. Like, I would I'd rather explore everything. I wanted to open up the map everywhere and all that. That was before achievements and all that shit, like exploration and all that stuff. Like, I just wanted to explore. I wanted to work on my professions because I'm still an engineer / miner on my druid, and I know engineering was complete shit back then, but I didn't care. I thought it was awesome,
Yeah, especially as a druid, that's kind of like a little mishmash of technology and nature. It's really cool. But yeah, I'm with you on that, dude. Like, me and my buddies would go and like raid Horde to like smaller like questing cities,
right?
Like level
Crossroads
37 or whatever.
Like, how long would you spend on Crossroads?
Dude, all day, all night, just like fighting people. Like, we played on a PvP server. We'd go to Sunrock Retreat and just camp it all day. until the 60s showed up and we'd run on high.
Right.
Oh man, so many good memories.
You'd go to Crossroads when you're like between levels 30 to 40, fucking start getting all the low levels there, and then when the level 60s show up, you stealth away as quickly as you can.
Dude, South Shore, Taryn Mill, all day.
Oh my god.
Let's go.
Yes.
All day long. Dude,
I
get Shadowfang Heath, like getting in those fights.
I did not do South Shore as much that I wanted to. Like, I did it, but I didn't do it as much because there were way more level 60s were playing more there at the time.
Yeah.
And by the time I hit level 60, I wasn't playing as much.
Yeah. Have you played the current game, right? On and off?
Yeah. I was actually playing it before we came on here.
Have you done the PvP brawl that's 100v100 South Shore versus Taryn Mill?
I think I did it once when it first came out.
It's so great. It's so nostalgic for me. Just all these people like deathballing at each other. Like, I love it so much.
Do they still have it available?
They do it on a rotation for the weekly like brawl PvPs.
Okay.
Yeah. They do it on a rotation. It's so laggy.
Dude, PvP used to be my fucking favorite thing, man. I don't know what happened along the way where PvP just became crap. I don't know what expansion that was, but dude, like, if I wasn't raiding, like when it wasn't a raid night, I was doing nothing but PvP battlegrounds. And then when Arena came out in Burning Crusade, I was doing it was my buddy and I on non-raid nights be like, all right, we're gonna fucking go. I was Resto Druid and he was Arms Warrior or whatever, when that was like the OP combo back then.
Oh yeah, I remember. Dude, I lost to that a lot.
Oh dude. I think the only thing we would even lose to was, what is it, Shadow Lock or Siphon Lock? Siphon Life Lock?
Siphon Life Lock, yeah. Siphon Life and
yeah, Siphon Life and Siphon Life. Yeah.
SLSL.
Yeah. It's like that'd be the only fucking we'd lose to.
It was OP. It's so good.
but we'd fucking wreck face otherwise. Oh my god, it was so much fun though.
Yeah, dude. I remember the pre-Wrath of the Lich King patch in Burning Crusade. That was, I think, one of my favorite times to play WoW as a Ret Paladin.
Oh my god.
You could two-shot the world. Oh my god, it was so good. I also remember playing on the PTR, like when they were testing those changes, there was this stupid bug on the PTR, and I know it really doesn't matter because it's a PTR bug, but if you took the two-handed weapon talent that increased your weapon damage by 2, 4, 6, 8, 10%.
Yeah.
And you just kept swapping two-handed weapons back and forth, it kept stacking up the damage total. It wouldn't reset.
Oh, shit.
So, like, I would just be like, okay, stack, walks in, one-shots raid boss.
Holy shit.
Like, again, all the PTR, doesn't matter, don't get to keep the gear.
Yeah.
So funny, though. Yeah, such a good time.
Oh my god, that's great. Dude, I remember the pre-patch event for Wrath. That was, I think it wasn't until Wrath that I actually started reading up, like, what was coming up with the game and all that. Because the only way that I'd even get quote-unquote news was from, like, my raid guild or whatever. Because I didn't go on, like, MMO Champion or whatever other sites were there, Thoughtbot or whatever, to know what the news was coming up and prepare myself and all that. I didn't do that shit. So when the pre-patch for Wrath dropped and I get in there and, like, everybody's zombies, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, I was freaking out, like, holy shit, what happened here?
Yeah, dude, it's so cool. My favorite memory of that specific event, I was in Stormwind on my Paladin, and I'm walking down, you know, like the arches in Stormwind, right?
Yeah.
I see this dude, clearly a new player. He's got the red linen shirt, and he's running by, and I see him literally keyboard turn around, keyboard turn back and run off in the same direction he was running. And then I see 3 zombies just shambling by in the perfect arch. I was like, this is...
Oh my god, that's great.
This is the moment that this will never happen again. This is perfect. The perfect moment. It was,
oh my gosh, that's great.
I remember that vividly. You know they're going to have another one of those zombie events for the
really?
for Shadowlands? Yes. They are redoing the zombie event. You can, if you don't want to participate in it, you can just turn your war mode off. I don't like that decision. I think that's dumb. I think that they should just let everybody murder each other for 2 weeks before Shadowlands comes out.
Let it be fucking fun.
Yeah, it's going to be super fun. There's going to be like a whole 2-week story campaign in Ice Crown where a lot of the old bosses are coming back as going to be like, rares as they are in WoW, where it's just like they drop loot on like an hour spawn timer, whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah, I'm going to fucking do the shit out of that, man.
Yeah, it's going to be so fun. You're going to be able to get, I think eye level equivalent to eye level 400 gear or 410 gear, but everything's being squished, so it's going to be like eye level 100, whatever the fuck that means anymore.
Right.
I'm so excited.
It doesn't matter anymore.
It's decent gear. It's going to be better than like leveling gear if you're going to go into Shadowlands with it. So
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I know I'm going to take a long time to get to level 60 when Shadowlands hits, because I'm actually I took the last week off of October, not knowing World of Warcraft was going to come out at the same time. So it's like, hey, it's kind of fucking perfect.
There you go. I
know.
usually take like time off for every WoW expansion because I'm that person, but start a new job, probably not going to happen. It's okay.
I mean, it's okay. I know the rush to get to max level is always fun, but dude, I just want to soak up the story for this one because, as you and I were talking, like, I really enjoyed the beginning of Battle for Azeroth's story, like the whole Horde versus Alliance. Yeah, I know that's tired story and all that stuff, but I was really I was really invested in the story, and then somewhere along the way, it just turned into shit, man. I feel like they didn't know. Like, I think where they were going with Enzoth was fine. It's just the execution to get there was terrible.
Yeah, so WoW does this thing right now where they kind of tell a story, and then halfway through the expansion, they kind of wrap up that story. They wrapped up the war campaign and everything like halfway through the expansion, and they pivoted to the N'Zoth thing. But the N'Zoth thing started kind of in Legion with the Emerald Nightmare raid.
Yeah,
like, they started doing more of the old god stuff, like
who
became a raid boss in.
N'Zoth has been around for like a while too in the game. Like, he corrupted Deathwing. There's a whole lot of N'Zoth influence in the Deathwing raid.
In Cataclysm,
yeah, whatever the fuck it's called, I can't remember.
Yeah. So they like hit these story beats like over time. Like, there's this cosmic war story that's happening in the background of everything else that a lot of people aren't paying attention to. Like, the light, not your friend. The light is a bad guy. The light is trying to convert everything to the light.
Well, and that Afterworlds video is hopefully starting to show people that the light, hey, it's not as good as you think.
Yeah.
I really like that, the whole thing with Uther. And
have you done the allied race quest for the Magher orcs?
No.
Okay. You have to finish the war campaign and then get exalted with that faction or with that rep. But
I thought they were getting rid of all that when Shadowlands drops.
They are getting rid of the rep requirement, so you just have to finish the war campaign. And you can go do the quest to unlock them. So in that quest,
okay. So I could just finish that off on my warlock then.
Yeah, just finish off the campaign, and then when the pre-patch hits, you can go do the quest for him. So in that quest, you go to alternate Draenor, and you find out that everything wasn't all hunky-dory when we left. It's been, I think, like 30 years or something. So, like, Grom's an old dude, and, like, the Draenei have been, like, super light converted. Like,
wait. No, I remember Grom, but it's saying, so when you do that quest line for the Magcar, it's 30 years after we left?
Yeah. When we go back to Draenor, because, time is all wibbly-wobbly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says we haven't been there, we come back, and it's only been a year for us, but it's been 30 years for them. So, like, however we got back there...
Shit. So,
the Draenei have been all Lightforged. Ural is their leader, and they have been taking orcs and either converting them to the light or killing them. So, like, Grom's son, a.k.a. alternate universe Garrosh, is a Lightforged orc. Who's there... Yeah.
Oh my god!
Crazy, right?
Oh my! I can't wait to do that quest line now. Holy shit!
Yeah, it's really fucking cool.
That's probably what I'm going to be doing during fucking pre-patch the most, is unlocking all the allied races, because I've only got 2 of them unlocked. Just the Coltiran and the dwarf. The dwarf.
Dark Irons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those quest lines were they were okay.
Yeah, definitely also go back and do the Legion Argus campaign stuff. Just complete the campaign.
Oh yeah,
pre-patch.
No, I completed the Argus campaign. I didn't get the rep, all the rep for the Light Forged or the Nightborn, whatever.
Yeah, that rep requirement's going away too, so you'll be able to unlock them as well.
Okay, good.
The Nightfallen. You don't have the Nightfallen?
No. I don't. Okay. I've only got 2 of the allied races because I hated it being fucking locked behind rep, and I hate grinding rep.
You will have to complete the Nightfallen campaign, like the Nightborn campaign, which does take a while, and it's probably going to get you to Exalted anyways. So if you haven't done that yet, I'd suggest it. It's a really, really good campaign. Well, it's probably some of the best storytelling they've done.
That's the one where you have to go to that city in Legion and do the whole, like, Suramar and all that?
Yeah, Suramar and, like, help them and all that.
I think I finished it. I'll have to double check, because I know I spent, like 2 months, like, doing it for, like, almost every day and all that.
Yeah. it's like I've been replaying through it on my on another character because I mained a Demon Hunter since Legion, and then I went back and I redid it on my Paladin. There's like some cosmetics I wanted to get.
Yeah.
But like it's still really good as far as the campaign goes. Definitely make sure you finish. I think if you go to the emissary in Orgrimmar, you can just talk to like the banner. It'll tell you like what steps you need to complete. So if it doesn't have that first step complete, just go finish the campaign out.
Oh, cool. I did not know that.
Yeah,
I'll have to double check.
Yeah. And then the High Mountain Torrent is literally just play through the High Mountain Torrent zone. Like, it's easy. That rep is actually okay. So
I did play through that zone, and I didn't.
Yeah.
I still don't have enough rep for it.
Yeah, the third boss in the dungeon there gives rep. It's the only Legion like faction rep that you can literally sit there and grind all day. So you can run it 10 times an hour and just kill that third boss and leave and just keep resetting it. And it gives I think like 200 rep per.
Ooh.
And right now there's a double rep buff, so you get 400 rep per. So you can just grind it out. I actually helped Dez when he was still fairly new to WoW. He wanted a High Mountain Torrent, so I literally would have him go sit inside the dungeon entrance. I would kind of jump over the first part. You know Netharian's Lair, right? How like you go down that waterfall?
Oh, yeah.
With a Demon Hunter, you can jump over the waterfall, and you can literally skip all the mobs, go straight to the third boss, kill him, and then zone out. So I did that for him 10 times in a row every hour, while he just sat at the entrance and just gained all the rep. So I literally helped him grind out the High Mountain Torrent in like a few days.
What are you doing after this interview here?
Nothing. Let's go get some High Mountain rep. No, yeah, it's really neat, right? So like that one's super easy to grind out, and I think the last one is the war campaign for the Horde.
I don't think I finished the war campaign for the Horde.
Yeah, definitely do that. Finish the Zandalari, like all 3 of the zones campaign, and then like the Blood.
I did that because I made sure to because that's one thing I always try to do with new expansion is I try to at least max level my main alliance and my main Horde.
Yeah,
I've had my main Horde character since beginning of Burning Crusade. He's a undead warlock. I love him.
Yeah, I didn't start playing Horde until Kata. So after Wrath, after like my guild kind of fell apart, they stopped raiding after ICC, right?
Dude, same thing happened to mine too.
Yeah, I swapped to Horde because my girlfriend, she wanted to play Horde, and my server was kind of dying anyways. I moved to a server that turns out is more dead. Oops, whatever. I don't really care. There's cross server shit now.
Yeah.
So I swapped my female human paladin to male blood elf, and then server hopped over. So that was my main all the way up until Legion, and then Demon Hunter came out. I'm an Illidan fanboy for sure, 100%. Here, look. I don't like Funko Pops, but I own those, right?
Oh,
like,
that's cool.
Right, my boy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, swapped over to Demon Hunter. I think Demon Hunter is like definitely one of the most fun classes they put into the game. Like the mobility, like being able to dash everywhere, being able to literally break the boundaries of the game, dude. Like. You can get to some pretty fucking spots. It's
they're
great.
Definitely a fun class. I really enjoy them. They, like you said, a lot of fun mobility. They've been one of the most fun classes to play since Death Knight came out. I like the monk, but the monk was just felt kind of generic. I like tanking as the monk. Tanking as a monk is fun, but otherwise, like leveling up as a monk has always been kind of meh.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, I've got every class at max level, some of them multiples. Like, I have so many warriors. Warriors are really fun to play. I fucking love warriors, dude. I have so many. Oh my god. Shit. Got like 4 warriors at max level, and one I'm working on for the heritage armor for the dwarves. Like,
oh shit, that's right.
I don't main a warrior. I main paladin and demon hunter, but I have like 5 warriors. I also really like priest, discipline priest. If you have not leveled the discipline priest, dude, oh my god, it is the most fun healing class in the entire game because you heal by dealing damage.
I'll have to check because my priest is only level 26 because that was the priest my wife and I were playing because she was playing Blood Elf Hunter or something like that, and we only got to level 26, and I haven't touched it since just in case she ever wanted to come back. We'd have a character to play. I should definitely build another one.
So there are 2 reasons they're really fun. It's the dealing damage to heal, but at low level, healers get a damage boost. It doesn't tell you anywhere in the game, but healers, if you're healing spec, get a damage boost. So that way they can like quest at the same rate as other races. But if you go to a dungeon, right, and you're like full loomed, you're in chance, as you would do as like someone who plays WoW on levels, you will out DPS everybody and be healing at the same time. It's so funny. Like you just throw out your powered shell on the tank and you just like spam your damage buttons and you out damage everybody. It's so
wow.
Yeah,
that's
it's
crazy.
Great. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. So, are you excited about Shadowlands?
Oh yeah, I'm super excited. I'm excited for every WoW expansion though, even if they're garbage like BFA or like I was excited before Warlords of Draenor came out. The questing in that expansion was great.
Oh,
it was
I
super
thought-
duper good.
I thought the
Warlords of Draenor,
the leveling was amazing. I fucking loved
good.
the leveling.
So good. The cutscenes at the end of every zone, like they felt like a good reward.
Yeah.
The problem was that expansion had no fucking content. You had nothing to do once you hit max level.
Do you remember?
Just had your garrison.
Do you remember the first major content patch was the Twitter patch?
The Twitter patch, yeah. Do you remember the content patch that gave us the selfie cam?
I think that wasn't that the Twitter patch too, where it added
right,
the Twitter integration as well.
I didn't play much Warlords of Draenor, so yeah, it was bad. Like
I-
my buddy, he leveled every class to max, and he maxed out his garrison, all his characters, because there was that like gold you could get from it passively.
Oh
He
yeah, that's
paid
right.
For like probably 2 to 3 years of WoW in just gold from just
Holy
Warlords of Draenor.
shit.
Yeah, because he just was churning out fucking gold on it, because that's all there was to do. That and like farm the mounts. Yeah.
No, I mean I liked the garrison. Like I really enjoyed I enjoyed the garrison, but it when that was what was needed to progress further as a character, and pretty much when that was all there was to do, yeah, it just became shit.
Yeah. It was supposed to be like their player housing, but it's not. Like, if you ever played Final Fantasy 14?
Yes, but not high enough level. I only got up to like level 10 or 12.
Yeah, I've played it up to level like 40. I don't enjoy the game that much. The combat's not for me, and like it's mostly a social hangout game rather than like a numbers game. Like,
Yeah.
you run damage meters in that game, they will ban you if you like post them to people.
Oh, damn.
You're not allowed to run damage meters in that game.
Holy
so it's not,
shit.
WoW is very competitive, where like people are like, I need top the damage meters, I need top of the healing meters, I got to be top, I got to be top, I got to be top. That is not Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy is much more like community driven, much more hangout based. Like you can buy a house in that game and fill it full of furniture, and you can open up your house for other people to come in and role play. My friend's sister, she's a lot more into the game than I am, and she was telling me that on her server, like there's a guild that bought out a whole neighborhood, and they're literally turning it like here's a bank, here's like a mail place, and like they're making a neighborhood out of like one of these blocks, and that's
That
like
sounds
really
awesome
cool,
though.
right?
Sounds fun.
There's a limited number of houses plots available for sale.
Oh shit.
You can't. There's not an infinite number of houses though, so like it's kind of a balance there of like they matter because you can't just buy them. Everyone can have an apartment, I guess, which is just like a shitty room.
Yeah.
But you can't just have a house. So like it's pretty interesting that way.
Dude, that sounds pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, it was WoW's attempt at player housing that was just shit.
Which is probably why we'll never get proper player housing.
Nope, because they don't care enough about it. And dude, I was so hoping that the class halls would have been continued or something. Because dude, they were so awesome in Legion. I've never even seen all of them for every class, but all the classes I have seen, freaking amazing. They could keep expanding upon it. That could be like a base or something for your character, right?
Yeah, what I was hoping with BFA was we would get the class halls, but for each race, where like you go to their major city and that's your hub for this expansion is your race's major city. That would have been so cool.
Oh yeah.
But no, our hub was like a boat. Like, okay.
A boat, and then God, as much as I like the Zandalari, the Horde hub city was fucking trash. It was so bad. It was so it was so badly laid out. Like it looked awesome. Like I'm not doubting that. Just to get around everywhere was such a pain in the ass. And if you don't have flying,
yeah, or if you didn't pick Paku as your Loa, which gave you like the little statues where you could like fly around pretty easily.
Yeah,
like if you didn't pick Paku, you're just fucked. Once you got flying, got better. But like compared to Borealis, where like it's just like this little half circle where everything is right there that you need, and then you just kind of like walk over here and here's everything else you need.
Oh yeah, Borealis is freaking
layout. Love it.
And it looks like, and it's an awesome looking city too.
Yeah, I love it. It's so good. But like Dazar Lore was designed for the raid. It was designed for the Battle for Dazar Lore raid.
Oh yeah, that's right. I never did that raid.
One of the best raids they've ever made, hands down.
Really?
As much as people poo-poo on BFA, the raids were amazing. So
I enjoyed Oldham. Was it Oldham or Oldir?
Oldir is probably my favorite raid that they've ever put in the game. The mother fight is
shit.
so fucking cool. Where like you have to fight her in the one room, and you have to like manage
Yeah.
go to the second room and like send people at a certain time, and like
not
so much coordination.
Not an LFR. It was fucking trash in LFR. Oh my god.
Yeah, LFR. This has not been a good expansion if you're an LFR raider. Like normal is just easier. LFR is the new
that's the only time I have to do raids is just LFR.
Yeah, honestly, just pug normals. You'll have a better time. Just hop in Discord with randos and pug normals. It's much better than doing LFR, 100%. But yeah, the Gahoon fight was really cool because you had to coordinate people to like pass the ball over and all that. Like
yeah, that was fun. I liked it.
My guild that I was with at the time, which isn't the current guild I raid with, because I was looking for so when the expansion came out, me and my girlfriend, we hit 120 within a few days, and we started just hammering out the Mythic Plus dungeons. And at one point in like the world ranking for like item level, as far as Demon Hunters was, I was like in that top like 30 or so.
Nice.
Level. But that was just for the start of the expansion, because I took a week off work so that I could just sit here and play and just eat Hot Pockets. It was amazing.
Eat Hot Pockets?
no, like my freezer was full of Hot Pockets. It's literally what I did. It was.
Oh god, you should just got $5 Hot and Readies.
Yeah, but then I have to wait for them to show up. I can just pop this in the toaster oven, dude.
Well, no,
also, low key. Do not never ever cook a Hot Pocket in a microwave. Put it in the toaster oven. It gets crispy and it actually is good tasting.
Oh wait, don't or do?
Do.
Okay.
Toaster oven for sure.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, dude, I like when it comes to cold pizza and all that next day, toaster oven, all the fucking way. So
we have an air fryer. It's like
have
you seen the air fryers?
Yeah,
dude,
I've got
that
one.
Is my favorite thing ever. Oh my god, I cook everything on that. Reheating like some asada fries from the Mexican place. Throw that in there. Turn it on. Everything gets crispy.
I have not tried like putting in cold pizza or something in it.
Pretty good.
Okay, I'll have to try it because I just use my toaster oven.
Yeah, my preference. I like cold pizza. I like pizza.
It depends from where, like, the pizza is like.
Yeah.
Like if we're gonna go, the scuzzy Little Caesars cold pizza, no, heat that shit up. No, it's better. Like some of the mom and pop shops we have around here. Oh yeah, cold pizza, fucking great. Like when it's a non-franchise type place, usually it's fucking delicious cold.
Yeah.
But,
what are we talking about for that?
Battle for Azeroth raids. Gahoon and
Gahoon. What was his name? Zool, like where you have to fight all those ads at the same time. Dude, that fight's really cool. It's just ad management. Like you don't actually really fight someone.
Is that the one right before the Gahoon, or
it was the one before Gahoon? So the second to last one, third to last boss. Yeah, you fight Zool, and then the like after you fight Zool, this hole opens up. You jump down.
Yes. That's right.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. It's the troll. Where you have like a billion ads on the outside.
Yeah.
In the boss fight. Because
I remember that.
Yeah. No, that fight's really cool because it's just ad management and like putting people in the right places at the right time. And I was a demon hunter, so my AoE damage was fucking insane. So that one was dude, I fucking love Uldir. Battle for Desire Lore, really good raid as well. You said you've never done it?
No, I never, because I didn't play really a lot during then. And then when I did I did get back in 8.2, but I was just grinding rep majority of the time. That's when I was doing a lot of the Suramar and the Najatir and the Mechagon, yeah. Well, no, 8.2 was Najatir. No, that's when I came back. Yeah, I didn't do 8.1 at all because that was Battle for Drazalor, right?
Yeah, Drazalor. So, really, 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 really cool raid. All the bosses are the same, but
I know the Horde and Alliance are different.
Yeah, they're themed differently. So, like you fight the first boss is a paladin, and the Horde fight a dwarf paladin, the Alliance fight a Zandalari paladin, and then like the next bosses I think are like these monks that you fight or whatever. And then once you make it 3 bosses in, the 4th boss you play as the Alliance attacking the Horde. So if you're Horde, all of your racials and all of your characters are swapped to Alliance, and you play through their perspective of what happened.
That's awesome.
You make it to the top, the king's dead, and somebody there's like, let me tell you what happened. So you play through the Alliance perspective of everything that happened. So it's super fucking cool. You get to see 2 different perspectives on what happened, and then after that,
see if I can
you play as the Horde
or LFR
down. Yeah, probably do it on normal or something for sure. Yeah. Like super duper easy now. Like the tell you in a minute. There's like a way to do Mythic Jaina where you just fucking cheeseballer. It's so funny. But then you play as the Horde, and if you're the Alliance, you're like, oh, like what? To tell me what happened. And if you're the Horde, you play through chasing down the Alliance, and eventually you make it onto a boat and you're chasing down Jaina. You jump on her boat and you start fighting her, and then she's like, I'm not running away. I led you here to kill you. And she freezes all the water and teleports away. You have to like chase her down on this frozen block in the middle of the ocean. It's so fucking rad. It's so cool.
Jaina in this expansion was so fucking badass. I loved her. I loved that song they made for her. Oh, it gave me fucking chills when I first heard
every
it.
Every time.
It was so good. Oh god, fuck. Now I'm gonna go listen to it after this.
Yeah. You should really try to do the Dazar'alor fight though. It's so cool. Like, one of the fights is the Alliance is, or is the Horde? You fight this big monkey. That do you remember the monkey from the Alliance questing where you help it, pretty smart?
And you make it get bigger too, right?
Yeah. So you fight the big monkey.
I did the pre-quest for that. I remember that.
Yeah. And then the Alliance fight a reanimated version that, Somdi, he reanimates it after you kill it and sends it after the Alliance. So you also, the Alliance play that. Yeah, you fight the giant reanimated monkey of the thing that you just, like, spend all your questing helping out. Like, it's so freaking rad. It's so cool.
That's awesome.
Like, they were so clever with the way they did that raid. And then, after that was the Ajara raid. I didn't do that one much. I wasn't a big fan. Like, one of the bosses was literally just the last boss of a Legion dungeon. But like,
dude, what got me so disappointed is, they've been teasing Queen Ashara for us for like ever, and I did the whole like questing through Najatir, like all the mainline quests. It was like not even that exciting. It's like they've been teasing Queen Ashara for ever now. She's supposed to be this one who's been alive for 10,000 years or something, and
yeah.
It's like, oh, we killed her. Well, I don't think we really killed her. Enzoth just sort of took her away.
Grabbed her. Yeah.
So there's probably...
She's coming back, for sure.
Yeah, I was about to say, unless something happened in 8.3 that I wasn't aware of, that she's coming back.
Yeah, so in the raid in 8.3, she's being tortured by one of N'Zoth's minions, and we, like, kind of stopped that from happening.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't really paying attention. I was too busy doing the fucking, like, raid mechanics. But,
yeah.
So, like, it's really cool that, like, if you're sitting in her boss room before you fight her, if you, like, /kiss her or /fart at her, she just one-shots you instantly. She just fucking kills you.
Oh, shit.
It's
like,
so good, yeah.
During the fight, or
like,
before?
When you're just standing there, like, and she's standing there, right? Like, discussing Red Strat in her room. Yeah. If you, like, emote at her with certain emotes, she just one-shots you, like, off the bat. It's so funny.
That's great. Yeah, that's hilarious.
So good, yeah.
What about the Enzoth raid? Was that any good?
Kind of shit show. Some of the bosses just didn't work at first. Better now.
Oh shit.
Yeah. It felt a little rushed out compared to the rest of the expansion, but like the N'Zoth fight is such a pain in the fucking ass. There's so much going on. Like, you have to send half the raid group down to like this, Shadow Realm thing, like the Stream Vision. We have to like fight this big thing by pulling it near these tentacles and killing the tentacles to give it a debuff, and then you kill it. And then you get pulled back out, and you have to fight these tentacles, and like then it either pushes you or pulls you off the thing, and like there's just so many mechanics. It's such a pain in the ass. Our guild killed it on heroic, and we've not stepped foot back there since.
Oh shit.
Yeah, our guild does like heroic raid, and then that's it. Like we don't try for mythic or anything, but took us quite a few nights, weeks of trying. Like, such a pain in the ass. But like, I think some of the fights are really cool. Like there's the one where the person's torturing Ajara because she like betrayed N'Zoth or whatever the fuck. Where like she sends out this ball and 3 people get an eye, and they have to intercept the ball and send it to the like other portal. Mm-hmm. So like you have to like, you're basically playing soccer, but if you hit these like pillars of energy that show up in the middle, it instantly wipes the raid. I think if you like miss it twice, yeah. So you have to have everyone coordinating and getting the ball correctly. You can decide who gets that buff, so it'll put down like 3 eyeballs.
It seems like raids are getting more and more complicated as the game goes on, because shit, I think about raid mechanics from Burning Crusade and Wrath. I'm like, they sound so easy. When it's like you had to learn how to kite aggro, or like kite the bosses around, or make sure you taunt, like you had the 2 tanks, like, oh, you got to taunt on 3 stacks,
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of that happening, but there's also more, I think, for everyone else to do. Like the Mechatorque fight in Battle for Dazar'alor. I'm going to keep referencing this one because it's so good. Sorry, one sec. What you have to do is there's these little robots running around at part of the fight, and you have to get inside the robot and somebody else inside another robot, and you have to tell each other, like, you can't. Well, I guess a bunch of people get in the robots and it'll start showing symbols above the robot's head. But if you're inside the robot, you can't see it, so you need someone to tell you what symbol to push.
Oh,
so you'll have like a bar of like 5 buttons, and you need everyone else to tell you, like, okay, you need to push the blue button, you need to push the green button, you need to push the red button.
That sounds pretty
you
sus.
do like 3 in a row. Right, dude? I don't know. I was in the robot doing tasks, man. I was doing my job. But yeah, you have to like push them in a certain order, and then I think in Mythic only the other people in the robots can see the symbols above other people's robots' heads. Like it's
oh my god!
Like the amount of coordination you need is insane. It's really, really cool. Like it really forces you to have to work together as a guild.
Dude, that's crazy. That does sound fun.
Super
Shit.
fun.
Shit. So, what's the thing that you're excited about the most for Shadowlands?
So there is an infinite dungeon called Torghast Tower of the Damned. This is basically the roguelike version of a dungeon in WoW. It's a 1 to 5 players, so you can go in solo, you can bring your friends. And as you progress deeper and deeper in, every time you make it to a new floor, you basically get to pick a new power. An example of one of those powers is like, they're insanely strong. They're like, if you're a mage, the first spell you cast after out of invisibility, so you cast an invisibility spell on yourself, you're invisible. First spell you cast is 3,000% bonus damage. And as you progress through the tower, there's no time limit, but there is a motherfucker chasing you, and if he makes it to the exit before you, your run's over.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so you have to like progress farther and farther and farther, and like as you progress farther, you get materials to craft the new legendaries at the crafting legendaries.
Oh, okay,
thing.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's super, super cool. I'm really excited for that.
And that does sound like some fun solo content at release, or like you and I team up and try to see how far we can get. That sounds fun as hell.
Yeah, they initially said it wasn't going to be like infinitely repeatable. You only have a certain number to do per week, or you'd have to grind something out. And then they're like, yeah, you know what, you can just do it as much as you want.
Yeah,
so
why
like
not?
They listened to feedback for that because people were upset that you could only do it however many times. So it's nice that they're listening to feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're going back to level 60 with the level squish. Did they mention that we're still going to be able to like solo old raids?
Yeah, so the old raids will scale like level 10, 20, 30, 40, like essentially what the expansion brackets would have been.
Okay.
So anything old content, you'll still be able to solo pretty easily. Like even now, if you walk into an old raid, you do get a secret buff that doesn't display in-game that just makes you do more damage.
Yeah.
That just happens as soon as something is considered old content. Like in this expansion, I think it was 8.3 or like right before, they basically put that buff in for Legion raids, so they basically became soloable. Like they now consider it past expansion content, rather than
it makes sense.
Yeah, because it used to be like one expansion back wouldn't be considered past expansion content, so it'd still be really challenging. But like I think halfway through the expansion, like fuck it, just go farm your transmog. Transmog, the whole reason I play the game, by the way. I love transmogging.
I need to get into it because I did get hooked on like trying to do tier transmog farming for my druid. But God, some of those tier sets are such a pain in the ass to get, especially like the early ones, tiers 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, getting multiple characters makes it easier. It took me a while to get like tier 2, tier 1.
Oh, wait, can you do wait, what do you mean you can do multiple characters? Like
having multiple druids at max level, you can farm it.
Yeah. I see what you mean. Okay,
yeah.
I thought you meant like, hey, my warlock could help, my druid get stuff.
No, that'd be nice.
You got me so excited for a second. I'm like, wait, so I've been doing it on one fucking character the whole time?
No, just do it on the one character. Like, maybe level some alts or whatever. But yeah, like that's why I've a lot of warrior transmog because I've got so many fucking warriors.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
makes sense.
So, have you looked into Shadowlands at all or no?
I mean, I'm trying to surprise myself with it.
Okay.
I know there's like the 4 covenants, and you get to choose one of the covenants or something. Otherwise, I'm trying to go into it as ignorant as possible. Like, because I'll check MMO Champion almost like every day now because I want to know like, hey, is pre-patch gonna drop soon? And I know they have like long things of like, hey, this is what's happening during the pre-patch story, and I'm like, all right, I want to ignore that. I don't want to know anything about it. Or they'll sometimes spoil like, hey, these are what certain quests are going to happen in the game. I'm like, nope, gonna ignore that. I don't want to know anything. So I really don't know a lot of what's going to happen in the game, like as far as mechanics go, what new borrowed powers are we going to have,
Yeah, so the most important thing to just make note of is each of the 4 covenants each have a special covenant ability you get for joining them.
Yeah, I've heard about that, yeah.
And then each class, depending on the covenant, gets a second ability. And it's not spec-based, it's class-based. So, like, a Venthyr Death Knight is going to have a different ability from, like, a Bastion Death Knight.
Yeah, and I've heard people don't like that because there's going to be obvious covenants that are going to be better for raiding or better for PvP and all that, and they have to pick that. But what if they don't want to pick that? And then Blizzard will probably just change their minds halfway through the expansion. Yeah,
probably. Like, so there was a big argument, like, I think, Hazukosta said, we can pull the ripcord at any time and just let you just swap covenant abilities however you want. And then later on, they said, we can't just pull the ripcord because there are systems that are tied to those covenant abilities that pulling the ripcord would fundamentally break them. So everyone's like, oh, we lied. And what he said was, we can pull the ripcord later down the line. Obviously, they need to work on getting to that point. They can't just do it now. And everyone's saying, pull the ripcord before the expansion launches. And I don't think that's like the right take either. Much like the Magic community, the WoW community likes to get outraged about just about everything. So, yeah. That's just communities.
So let me ask you this. So are these covenant abilities, so in the past 2 expansions, we had the artifact weapons we had to level up, and the Heart of Azeroth necklace we had to level up. Is this going to be another covenant thing that we have to level up, essentially?
Yeah, so the way the covenants work is you have, like, anima power, and the anima power levels up the covenant. It's a lot more simple this time along. There's just a bar, you straight level, and it unlocks, I think, 2 levels per week. If you swap covenants, which there's like a weekly reset to get back to an old covenant you've already joined. So
okay, so you can swap then.
You can swap them, but there is a small cost there. Yeah, but when you go back or you join a new covenant, everything you do will give you anima power up to like that weekly cap anyways. So if like, let's say you leave your covenant at 22 and you go join a new one, you start at 1, but like doing random dungeons, doing random raids, doing like all the content you would normally do anyways will give you that anima power and level you up to whatever the current cap is anyways. So it's not infinitely grindable like Azeroth or like artifact power or Azerite power. It's not going to be like you can grind this up to ridiculous numbers. It's going to be like there's this hard cap every week of like 2 extra levels.
And are there going to be stupid mission tables? I hate those things.
The mission table is a bit more like an auto battler, like the League of Legends like teamfight tactics.
Where
you like slot them in and then they like auto battle against each other. So it's a little more like you don't just slot in your guy and hit go. You kind of have to like think about it a little more. I think it's fine. I don't think I liked the way it was handled at BFA, where you really don't need to do it. It just kind of is there.
I did like that better with BFA, where it didn't feel required. It was just helpful to get some gold or some reputation type stuff. But whereas like in Warlords and Legion, it was like required. You had to do it and all that, and that was so annoying. Like it was fun at first, but then you realize. I remember that was a big complaint about garrisons, where you're like, oh, so my followers get to have more fun than I do,
Right? They're doing more quests than I am. What the fuck? So I think the BFA ones were really good. Like the best thing you get from them were like flight paths to in the enemy territories. Like you could get like
that's right. Yeah.
I think that's a fine reward for something like that. I think, like you said, the Legion and Warlords ones were like kind of egregious with how much you had to do them, and the fact that you could do them on your phone. Like it kind of felt like I had to be doing that all the time on my phone.
Yeah, it felt like a job. It really felt like it, and especially when you're leveling up multiple alts and you want to like unlock stuff for your class hall and all that, or unlock stuff for your garrison. It became a job. Like you'd have to jump between each character. All right, what class? What quest? Whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it was really annoying. Like you still have to do those if you want to complete the class halls, which is really dumb. I think that they should remove that or speed it up or something. But it's at the end of the day, it's whatever.
Yeah. And it doesn't help that they completely nerf all the gold that you can get off of those too. So it's like, all right,
they had to.
I understand they have to and all that, but I mean, at this point, gold's useless in the game. Well, actually, not really, because you can get game time with it now, and so I mean.
You can get the auction house mount for 5 million gold. I think that having those big gold sinks like the 5 million gold auction house Brutosaur, or like the 1 million gold spider from Legion or whatever, I think those are really good to have as like gold sinks for people, so that the economy can kind of reset itself more or less.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I remember when Inscription came out in Wrath of the Lich King, and Dude, I made so much money on my Warlock
Oh my
doing
God.
that. Holy shit. Friggin', I can't even remember how much money I made on that shit. And just, I would literally spend, like, my night just collecting all the inks and all that stuff and just selling glyphs and all that. God, whatever happened with Inscription? They got rid of it, didn't they? Or
No, it's still around.
it's definitely
you
not
can
the
make-
same as it used to be.
Yeah, so you can make glyphs still, but glyphs don't work like they used to. That you just apply them to whatever spell you apply them to. I think they're getting some stuff in Shadowlands where they're kind of changing the crafting system a little bit, so that
For the
like
better?
for the better. So like, let's say you have a vanilla crafting recipe, you can then slot it in with an inscription item that increases the level as you level up. Like, so you can bring it to like cap 20, cap 30, cap 40, cap 50.
It's not bad.
So like, yeah, so like, let's say there's like a unique item that you can craft on your blacksmith from vanilla that you want to maybe bring forward as you level up. You can do that now, and that's really cool. I think
That's
you make
awesome.
that with Inscription. Inscription can still make the Dark Moon cards, which usually at the start of an expansion, Dark Moon cards are like best in slot trinkets that eventually fall off, but usually as expansion goes on, they like give you things to increase the item level. You can make staves, you can make offhand books and scrolls, but I think they're removing like scrolls. So it's another thing they're doing in Shadowlands. You know the drums, the Fury buff, like that's basically just Gold Dust. They are nerfing the shit out of it. It's going from 25% to
shit.
15. Yeah.
Oh,
So I think
damn.
they're removing like the stamina scrolls and all that stuff. So they're doing stuff with Inscription. I haven't really been paying attention to it. I don't like the crafting system. Wow, it's not very good. They need to overhaul that shit like hardcore, but
Yeah,
whatever.
no, for sure. But oh man, I'm excited about it. It's I'm definitely excited about the story. I hope they do my girl Sylvanas justice, because I was so disappointed when she just like freaking killed Sourfang and just said fuck the horde pretty much and left, and I'm all, what the fuck's going on, man? I really hope there's a payoff.
Yeah, so a lot of people disagree with me, but I think it's more of a, we're doing this because like there's something wrong with Azeroth, right? Like there's definitely something funky going on there. It's supposed to be like the world soul of a Titan inside our planet, but there's some funky shit going on where all these forces are coming after it, like the Shadow, the Void, Chaos. Like the Legion wants to destroy it because I think Sargeras thinks it's going to get corrupted and bad shit's going to happen. Like there's some funky shit we're not being told that's going on there, and I think they're probably going to give Sylvanas a redemption arc because that's like what Blizzard does. Like look at Kerrigan, look at like half the characters they've ever had. They give them these like really bad characters these really big redemption arcs. It's what they do.
Yeah. Well, and then Arthas is going to be good too in Shadowlands. They're going to get him from the Maw, and he's going to. God, I hope not.
We'll see. So, like, you know, Arthas and Ner'zhul's plan was to defeat the Legion by turning the greatest champions of Azeroth into their undead servants, right? Like, that's why he was testing you through all of Wrath of the Lich King. Like, their idea was to be a good guy in the most fucked up way possible. Like, look at Illidan, right? He killed swaths of people in order to try to defeat the Legion. Like, his motivations were good, but his methods were fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
So, like, that's
terrible.
just kind of the way Blizzard writes characters, so I don't know why Sylvanas would be any different.
Yeah, probably. Oh, I killed all the Night Elves to save them.
Well, I think she killed the Night Elves to help power the Maw. Like,
Oh,
the machinery of death, right?
Yeah.
That's got to be it.
Well, there was also another theory that not only she was also trying to weaken Enzoth too.
Yeah. Interesting.
I don't fucking know how. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, it's getting a little bit late for me here. I'd love to keep talking WoW here, but I know this is Magic the Gathering, and while I like talking WoW, we definitely need to do it again, though, man.
For sure.
Definitely looking forward to Shadowlands. Definitely looking forward to playing EDH more with you. Where can people find you if they want to reach out or follow you and all that?
Yeah, I'd say follow me on Twitter at Foodtime Gaming. You'll see this icon right there, so it's super easy to find. If you're watching on a video. At Twitch, you can find me at twitch.tv/foodtime. I do own that, so go ahead and follow me there. I've been doing some deck tech builds. Not deck tech builds, but like some live brewing of commander decks there. I play some other games. A lot of Phantasy Star Online too, very Japanese week, super fun. And if you want to listen to me talk more about Magic the Gathering, do a podcast with some friends, like Zuby mentioned earlier, Rather Be Draftin, mtgrbd.podbean.com. You can also find Rather Be Draftin, it's N with a little hyphen, right? And all of your favorite podcast apps. I think we're on like all of them, so go look us up.
Sweet, awesome. Well, thank you again, man, for coming on. It's been great. It was a blast talking with you.
Yeah, super fun.
All right, thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Hey, everybody, and thank you all for listening to the show. It was a little bit long, but I enjoyed the hell out of it. And yeah, we did talk a lot about WoW, but that's just another passion that we have that we really enjoyed. But we got some good Magic talk in there too. And, let me know what you all think. You can leave a comment below or send me an email, reach out to me via Twitter, let me know. And, thank you all again for listening. You all are great. And have a good night. All right.